Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God, our loving Father, we thank you for this opportunity to have like for not everyone here with your desire to observe good sportsmanship and to respect our opponents, their fans, the officials, and the friends of the Columbus County High School. Regardless of the final score, help us to appreciate them for the work by players from both teams. Lead us all to you and grant us the praise of your eternal kingdom. Amen. Please spread standing for the senior matchup by Columbus Jr. Jason Mallett.
Outstanding rendition of our national anthem by Caitlin Malik. Welcome to TJ McLaughlin Field, right here on the campus of Waterloo, Columbus, where the Columbus Sailors will host the number one ranked team in the state in 1A, Grundy Center Spartans. Grundy Center off to a fast start this year, pretty much like every other year, have been in the finals, I believe the last 4 years, 3 seconds, and the champions last year in Class A. They are 4-0. Columbus also to a fairly fast start. Beats Beckman, pounds them 37-0 right away. Scores 56 points against Durant the next week, but then has a setback with West Branch, loses, and then bounces back last week to beat number 10 Hudson 42-18. Should be an entertaining game. I am Jeff Bradley. Running shotgun with me over here, Dean Nolan, and on camera, Mr. Pat Hogan. Dean, well, what's your assessment of number one against, a couple weeks ago, Columbus number 4, and then dropped out when they got upset, but what's your assessment of the game?
I'm just very excited to see what Grundy brings to the table. I haven't seen many of their games. I just heard number 7 can really sling it. They spread you out and make you cover all the receivers. So I hope Columbus can stick with them up front, get some pressure on that quarterback, and the DBs have to have a really, really great game. I'm excited to see just two phenomenal teams play tonight and see what comes out on top.
Waterloo Columbus is coached by head coach Brad Schmidt, assisted by Dan Knipp, Mitch Rahm, Nick Bellamy, and Caden Ludwig. Spartans head coach Travis Zajac, assisted by Nick Betts, Christopher Conger, Jeffrey Dale, and Nathan Hunt, Gary Kanak, Scott Mueller, and Josh Reckers. As Coach Nolan alluded to, number 7 for Grundy's the guy that stirs the drink for their offense. And a little bit for their defense, too. His name's Colin Gordon. He does a little bit of everything, man. He can throw it. He can run it. He's got that good athletic 6'1", 185, 190-pound body. And he's also the punter and I believe the place kicker. So you're going to have to be on your toes on a fourth down that he could throw it or run it. Their defense has been very solid. Typically, Grundy Center is stingy on defense. They are 4-0 and beat Dike New Hartford, a tight one first week, 7-6, but then beat up Pella Christian 38-6, AP 31-7, and blanked East Marshall 49-0. We just had the captains out for the coin toss. We will get started shortly. I'm with Dean. This is going to be an exciting game. Just hoping it's competitive all the way through 4 quarters. Grundy Center, we got our hands full with those folks. But, should be competitive, and hopefully Columbus can draw first blood and stay in the game here.
That would be great. Yeah, we need to play solid defense. Want to kind of note there's kind of a game within a game here. We have Grundy's got a kid, 76, who is a good offensive lineman, might be looking to go to Iowa, and it'll be a really good matchup for our Mason Knipp to show his talents and his strength and his speed and everything on there. I'm really looking forward to that, Jeff. Keep an eye on that offensive and defensive battle there.
Right before kickoff here, I do want to acknowledge our sponsors, and I'll do that 3 or 4 times tonight. Air Services, B2 Productions, Sparkle Window Cleaning, Community Motors, Builder's First Choice, PD CM Insurance, The Pump House, Smitty's Bar, and Greenwood Pharmacy. Just about ready to get underway. 12 minutes up on the clock for the first quarter. Thomas Steele, number 4, kicking off for Columbus. And here we go. Good solid kicks. Going to be a little corner down about the 18-yard line. And just driven out of bounds is number 11 for Grundy Center. Looks like Pete Lebo. Just a short gain. Good coverage by the Columbus kick team. So Spartans going to start on offense at the 27-yard line, their 27-yard line. Columbus comes out in their home green unis. Grundy Center in all white with the red helmets. Gordon back in the shotgun. Boy, that's a long set. Finally gets the ball. Just a straight handoff. It looked like Zincala, but I got to make sure. It was number 22. It was Tanner Lobb. And he goes for a nice little 5-yard gain there to bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, you don't hear much about him. I think he is kind of secondary, but if they get him going and the receivers going, that's when the Sailors are in trouble. So hopefully we can keep that run to a minimum and make them one-dimensional if we can.
This game, like most games, going to be won in the trenches here. So Gordon rolls out to his left. Just a nice little throw and a pitch. Gets it, hits number 12. Looks like Judd Jaworski. A couple of those Jaworskis on the team. And that is going to go for a first down. So on the second play from scrimmage, Grundy has a first down already at the 39-yard line. For Columbus, Nick Haggerty was on the corral there, pushing Jaworski out of bounds. Now we've got still Gordon in the shotgun. We have 3 wideouts, 2 on the right, 1 on the left. Man in motion. Now he's set. Gordon gets, faked me out there. Throws it number 22, Lobb again. And Aiden Hosh comes up and makes the tackle.
It's a nice tackle in space.
But another nice gain, 6 yards for the Spartans. That was a good tackle by Hosh. Had to close, and he was one-on-one.
Yeah, good tackle in space. He flipped it out there to 22, the running back, and he's elusive, so Hosh did a good job getting him on the ground.
Gordon back in the shotgun again. They go through a nice little progression on their count here, making sure everybody stays set. He's airing that one out. That was just overthrown, just a hair by 15. And I'm telling you, if he doesn't touch that Jaworski, then we're going to pick that off because we're right behind him. And we had a guy settling in to pick that off, and Jaworski did a nice job of trying to catch the ball, and it just deflects away from Columbus.
Yeah, Chelson's there playing safety right on the top of it there. Number 15, I didn't know his name. Sorry, he is 6'5". Is that what he is? He's 6'5", and he glides down that, man. He can really move. It was a good ball, and actually we had a nice bracket underneath and over the top, so keep that going all night.
So Gordon back in the shotgun again, and it looks like we might have had a little bit of a false start there. And it does look like 76 for Grundy Center. Their big linemen and Columbus big linemen are squaring off right away. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 9, and a good chance for Columbus here to stop the momentum, or the little bit of momentum that Grundy's got rolling right now. But they're going to have to buck up here and shut them down.
Yeah, it's a big – I think the old lineman there was getting ready for our Mason Knipp, so kind of a win for Mason there, made him jump a little early getting ready for him.
So Gordon once again back in the shotgun. Knack next to him. He's going to throw a little screen pass to Knack. Columbus misses a tackle, miss another tackle, and Knack rumbles to the first down marker before Miles Gardner from Columbus rolls him out of bounds.
Well, we brought the pressure. Murph comes up the middle trying to get some pressure, and there was a great play call by Grundy there. Through a screen pass, kind of caught us in the blitz. Unfortunately, gave up 10 there, but that could have been a real big play, so did a good job getting it out of bounds.
It could have been. On the other hand, you also could have, if one of those guys does make a play, especially the first guy up, it's going to be a hard tackle, but if you make that tackle, that's going to stop the drive. Now Gordon back in the shotgun again. They're going to air it out. And just a little bit overthrown on lob. Looked like Haas closed in on him and gave him a shot, but that was near impossible to catch way over Lob's head, and it will bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, quarterback's got a lot of time there. He actually just threw that one too high, a little too much on there. I'm not going to lie, Haas is right there to take him down if he would have caught it, but not really a catchable ball for him.
Yeah, right now Grundy's O-line is at least neutralizing Columbus D-line. Gordon's got all day and night to throw the ball. Now he's back in shotgun again with Knack. He fakes a Knack little run-pass option, but then he keeps it. Quarterback keeper, and he gets a nice little gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, Nick Merrifield jumping us back there. It's going to be tough. That's what Grundy does so well. They can hit you in so many ways. They got the receivers, they got the running back, and then maybe their best athlete on the field is number 7, so he can take it as well. Good job by Merrifield to jump on him there and keep him to a small gain. So 3rd and what do you got? 3rd and 6 here?
Yeah, it looks like 3rd and 6. And once again, somebody needs, obviously you're Columbus fans, somebody needs to step up and make a play here. Stop this drive for Grundy. But now that they're inside of Columbus territory, good chance they'll go for it on 4th down, depending on what happens here on 3rd. Little inside fake handoff to, nice. That was Henry Erie, knocked down Gordon's pass. Nice play by Erie. You need somebody to step up, make a play. I actually thought I was going to make a prediction. I thought they might go for it here. They are not going to go for it. They've got Gordon getting back about 12 yards off the ball. About 15 yards off the ball to punt. And Chelsea going back for Columbus to hopefully knock out a big return. Yeah, so Gordon takes a couple steps to the right there and blasts a punt. That's about a 46-yard punt. Well, I mean, in the air, it's only going to show about 40, in the on the scorebook, but that thing was 50 yards from where he hit it. He punted from the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it's a big leg, but like you said, the net's not that great. I think you'd rather do a pooch punt, make Chelsea go up and field it, and try to see if you can pin him back a little farther. I mean, it's great for the Sailors. He's got a big leg. He wanted to show it off, but that really wasn't that. I mean, the net of the punt was what it could have been there.
So Gordon puts one in the end zone, gives Columbus their first shot at the ball on the 20-yard line.
Columbus has got it drawn up here.
You're going to have to be careful, I think, later in the game with Gordon punting that ball, too, where he takes a couple steps, kind of that Australian thing where they kind of take a couple steps, and then punt it. He might take off running.
You're 100% right. When he took that snap and he started taking off to the right, I thought for sure they'd run the fake, and honestly, it was open over there. So they might have seen something, or that's just the way he punts because he got a good leg on it. But when he took off to the right there, I thought the same thing you did, that, oh, boy, he's going to go.
My guess is that buys him an extra second or two just to see the defense. He would have had an open lane there to run, ended up punting it, and Columbus gets the ball, obviously with a fresh set of downs. Now it's 2nd and 9. Locker's going to keep it. He's going to turn it up, makes a little juke move, and gets out of bounds, but he is going to have a Columbus first down. Nice run by Carter Lockett there on the quarterback keeper.
I love that. We haven't done a ton of that this year, but if we're going to be in this game with Grundy, he's going to have to run the ball a lot like that. Chelton's been carrying carrying the load there with Clark, the way he can run, man. That was a great fake and picked up, I'd say, an easy 10 yards. It was really well done.
Yeah, excellent run by Lockhart there. And, I think the key, at least one of the keys tonight, obviously, is keeping Grundy Center defense on the field and off balance. Here comes Chelsea. He's going to try to get a corner. He does get the corner. He's heading down the sideline and gets pushed out right around the 50-yard line. That's a great 20-yard run for Parker Chelsea, and he is actually in Grundy Center territory at the 49-yard line.
Little running back there. It was Chelsea against their number 22. It looks like speed on speed there. Chelsea gets around the corner on a great run. And honestly, if 22 doesn't get him, he's to the house there. So each running back kind of pushing each other out of bounds. Nice run by Chelsea. Yeah,
good closing speed by the Spartans' lob there to get him, because if he doesn't get him, nobody's getting him, and Chelsea's going to house that thing for 6 points. Good start for Columbus, just like Grundy had a good start. 1st and 10 in Grundy Center territory. Now this one's just going to be a straight little inside handoff to Chelsea, and that's going to go absolutely nowhere. Maybe a half-yard gain. Going to bring up a 2nd and long.
Jeff, I think they got to do that. They got to keep that middle there honest. 76. There's some big boys. If they're able to just pin their ears back and come at our quarterback, we're going to be in trouble. So we got to have those runs like that. Also, the tallest safety I've ever seen in my life, number 15 at 6'5", is definitely the tallest safety I've ever seen play.
Yeah, he's rangy, and Columbus has a couple, receivers 6'3", 6'4", but they're small compared to him. Nice little throw by Lockhart right there. That looked like a face mask too, and Columbus folks are calling for it right there on the sideline. I thought I saw it too, but the referee did not throw the flag. So that will bring up a 3rd down. I'm going to say a long 3, a short 4. And it's going to be a big play at the beginning of the game here.
Yeah, it'd be a big one. That was clearly a face mask. His hand was all the way across his helmet and ripped him out of bounds. So I don't know what the referee was looking at. He was right there. Should have seen that. But yeah, one of our big plays here early. Let's get a big 3rd down and keep this drive alive.
And we're going to call it a 3rd and 3. Lots of options for Coach Schmidt here. Now we've got Lockhart under center. Don't see this a ton. He's going to throw it. It's going to be a 1st down by just about a yard. Nice pitch and a catch. Nick Merrifield catches that, gets a 1st down. He had a monster game against Hudson last week. Lockhart took a little bit of a blow there right at the end by a Grundy Center lineman. Looks like he's shaking it off.
Yeah, he does a real good holding that fake. He turns his back to the defense, and he really sells it. Every once in a while he turns around, and there's someone right there. But, again, as big and strong as he is, he kind of kept that guy off and made a really nice throw to Murphys. He came off the tight end spot, picked up a big 1st down for the Sailors.
So Columbus back over the ball, and Lockhart in the shotgun. Here comes 50 on a blitz, and he's going to drop Lockhart for a huge loss. This is going to be about a 12-yard loss. Oh, a good play by Grundy off the edge. Hard rush. Nobody picked it up. And, obviously Lockhart didn't see it coming, or you toss the ball out of bounds. But boy, now behind the 8 ball at 2nd, about 22.
Yeah, that's a big loss. That's one of the big things we can't do. Against a really, really good football team. We were ahead of the chains there for a while. This puts us behind here. But what do we got? We're 2nd down. Need a big play here to get us back within striking distance, that 1st down.
So Lockhart back in the shotgun. Chelsea back right next to him. 3 split outs. Chelsea going to get it, but boy, he's not going to get anything. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, it looked like that big number 65 got that tackle, and it is Cake Rice. I don't know how I can forget that name, Cake Rice. That's a classic name. So, the Sailors have their work cut out for them here. 3rd and 20.
Calling a draw here, Jeff. Calling a draw. See what they come up with here. Let's see.
Lockhart with the ball, hands off to Chelsea. Has just a little bit of running room, and then I think we're actually going to get probably a hold We'll wait for the call. Yeah, I would think Grundy's going to decline this and try to get the ball back here. 4th down and 20, about 4th down and 18. So what was a promising drive, and at one point the Sailors were at the 38-yard line of the Spartans. Kind of backfires the last couple plays, and now they will punt on their first possession.
Yeah, there's not many offenses that can come back from a loss that big. It's 22 yards. We have a very potent offense. It's just that's too many yards to give up. This looks like it's going to be a slugfest. Maybe play some field position here as he punts it. Good punt.
Steele going for that coffin corner. It's right around the 10-yard line. Then it kind of backs up a little bit to the, about the 14 or 15. Nice solid punt by Thomas Steele there. No return. So the Spartans will take over 1st and 10 right at their 15-yard line. Thursday night football, I think everybody's just maybe a little bit out of whack. It's like the crowd's kind of into it, but not crazy into it. For this great game, you'd think they'd really be into it, Dean.
Oh, definitely. A big handoff up the middle there to I forgot his name. I'm sorry. Lob. And he gets about 2-3, so the front doing a good job there. They spread us out thin there. I think there was 3 receivers. But yeah, like you said earlier, both offenses had a good start, and then both defenses kind of bowed up and made them punt. So big slugfest back and forth. Let's hope the Sailors are up to the task for 4 quarters.
Yeah, Grundy does a really nice job of spreading that ball around. Gordon might take it, Lob might take it, Kanak might take it, and then obviously you have your receivers and your tight ends. So they've got a ton of weapons, as does Columbus. So Gordon back in the shotgun. Fake it inside handoff. He's going to keep it this time.
Stuffing him up.
You know what? They stopped him, and he just kept churning his legs, and the white shirts from Grundy pushed him a couple extra yards. That's going to end up being a pretty darn nice gain, going all the way to a 3rd down and 1 now.
Yeah, that should have been stopped for more. The referee's got to stop that. Once the guy's his momentum stopped, the team can't be pushing him. We had him stopped to 2-3 yards earlier. They got to blow that whistle for 2 reasons. You can't be pushing him, and second of all, it's safety. You got to get in there and blow the whistle.
So now you've got a 3rd and 1 with the Spartans. Gordon again back in that shotgun. He's surveying the defense, gets the ball. Now it is a handoff. And that will be a Spartan 1st down.
Zakula, ball carrier. Mason Kennedy on the stop and Sailors.
That was a nice little short run by Zakula from the Spartans. Just put his head down and churned out the necessary yardage for the 1st down. Grundy back set with a fresh set of downs. Gordon back in that shotgun. He's airing one out, but it's got a lot of air in it, and there's not going to be any flag there. There's a little bit of contact, but it almost looked like, it could have went either way. That could be anybody's ball. Columbus has every right to that ball also, and it looked like 2 guys went up and both judged the ball wrong.
They both did, but they were Haas is in great position. The ball's just thrown up. It was a good long pass, but they both had equal to it, and their heads were both looking at the ball, both fighting for the ball. I think it's a great no call. Again, now if Haas goes through his body and not looking, but they're both looking at the ball, trying to make a play. A good no call, good defense.
Yeah, I think that's a really good no call. Let the guys play a little bit. A little bit of bumping, but it really didn't affect anything. Now Columbus coming on a blitz with Miles Gardner. That is a heck of a good run. I don't know if that was, trying to see if that was Kanak. That was not. I think that was Zinkula again. Nice little change of pace from the other 2 running backs where he's got choppier feet and a good spin move there. That's a real good gain. That's going to give him 3rd and short now.
That was 2 spin moves on one play, looked like. He is, like you said, a good change of pace back. He is quick and likes to hit that spin button real quick.
So 3rd and 2, another big play here early in the game with 1:57 left in the first quarter. Gordon back to pass, no pressure whatsoever. Now there's a little bit, they flush him out, and he's going to try to run for the first down, and he will get the first down by a couple of yards. Nice heady play by number 7, just knew how far he had to get and got there.
He's a great athlete. The Sailors are doing a really good job not letting them have any big explosive plays. That's what's going to keep us in the game. If they got to grind it out and make 10, 12 plays for that end zone, that's what I like. That number 7, that quarterback, that's tough. You get him, you do a good job in the back half, nobody open, and then he's such a good athlete, gets in that corner and gets you first down. Tough job by the Sailors defense, but doing a good job.
Gordon back in the shotgun once again. Grundy with 4 wideouts. High snap, but Gordon corrals it. Puts a lot of air under this one, probably a little bit overthrown. 15 could not track that down. It looks like Gordon is just about a yard and a half off of like 4 or 5 different passes here, but throws a nice, pretty ball just a little too far.
Yeah, that 15 can flat out fly, and I think they probably connect on that a lot. He just kind of throws it up to him. I'm not going to lie, Haas is over there top of him, and Haggerty was underneath him. I mean, he's a big target. That ball was a little bit off, and they're both right there. Looks like we got an ineligible downfield against Grundy, and Columbus is going to decline that.
Well, I think they're going to take the 2nd and 10 rather than the 1st and 15. That's apples to oranges more or less. I think whatever you're comfortable doing there. Looks like Gordon Zinkula back in. He's going to do a quick little pitch. That Zinkula, he gets around one guy, then Mason Knipp kind of wraps him up, puts him down. But after a solid 5-yard gain, he is shifty.
Yeah, Erie stops him dead in his tracks there. Just needs to wrap him up and get him down. Then Mason finishes the job. Back to that penalty or not, I guess you don't want to give a high-powered offense more downs, but I'd still like making them go farther. That's me. I'm not a head coach by any means, but Monday day quarterback now after that run.
So Spartans coming up over the ball. 0-0, and we are closing in on just a minute left in the first quarter between the Spartans and the Sailors. Gordon gets it. He's going to roll it to the left. Quick little pitch, and that was a high ball, but it is a catch. I just don't know if he stayed in bounds or not. I'm not seeing any referee make that call. They just threw it right back to the line of scrimmage here for 4th down, but I didn't see anybody wave him out or anything. And maybe that's on me for not being having that 20/20 vision like I used to have.
Looks like there was another high ball again. It's very difficult to be out or overthrow a 6'5" kid, but he keeps putting it up. So once he jumped up, caught it, then our defender pushed him out of bounds. So big punt here. Hopefully he punts it right away. We'll see.
Yeah, that looked a little better there on that right end. Oh, that's a tough catch by Chelson over his shoulder. Do not recommend that to the kids at home. That's a tough catch, especially when it's at about the 8 or 9 yard line, when usually you're supposed to try to let that go into the end zone. I think Chelsea's saying, hey, I want to catch this thing and make a big play for my team.
Yeah, he definitely wants to make a big play. Like you said, over the shoulder, big high punt. That's tough not to want to grab, but probably got to let that one go. Hopefully goes in the end zone and for a touchback. But like I said, it's on the 8 to 10, so he's in that range where you don't want to get caught and have it down the 1 either.
So now Columbus will start with their second possession of the game. Grundy's had two punts. Now Columbus has punted once and now starting their second possession. And here they go. They are on the far end of the field. And that was a broken play from the word go. A little bit of a fumbled. I think the snap was okay. Little fumbled snap, but then sets the timing off wrong on the running back. So he's waiting to get the ball. And then, of course, it lets the defense close in and the offensive linemen can't set their blocks.
Yeah, avert disaster there, the fumble. Let's pick it up, put it in the belly of Chelton, and let him fall forward so we can get. Let's restart it here. So we're 2nd and 10. Got to get out of this hole. Again, these two big teams might be playing field position, so we got to get it to, I'd like to see some points here going to the second quarter, but you also got to get out of this hole so we're not giving Grundy great field possession next possession.
So it looks like Sailor's going to let this thing, this first period expire, and it will 0-0 after the first quarter. We will switch ends and we'll take a short break and be back in just a minute. All right, back to live action. 12 minutes on the clock for the second quarter. Grundy Center 0, Columbus 0. I'm Jeff Bradley, Dean Nolan calling the game with me. We have Mr. Pat Hogan on the camera, and he's doing a heck of a good job. Nice little throw from the quarterback to Nick Merrifield. Merrifield's got good hands. Nice little pitch by Lockhart. And like I said, you just got to keep these guys off balance. Yes. They're so good that you can't let them key on Chelson. You can't let them key on Miles. You can't let them key on the quarterback, and you can't let them key on Nick Merrifield.
Yep.
Just keep them off balance.
You're right, but luckily we have that many weapons. You know, if you only have one or two guys, they can key on that. But that's what is doing so well for us. They don't know who to key on right here. You know, look at Lockhart goes up the middle. Gets dragged down from behind. But again, there's another weapon that they got to prepare for. Sailors are doing a good job keeping them guessing. Just like you said, it's been a really nice job.
Yeah, that was a real nice play, and that was by number 53 from Grundy, Parker Stroh.
Oh, no, over here.
Or excuse me. Number 50, Ryder Ross. So now that is going to be
fourth and short.
Yeah, fourth. Just, a little bit of a killer there. Fourth and a yard and a half. You couldn't pick that up, and you have to give it back to Grundy, but you have to punt this ball.
It's a great play by that kid. If not, the quarterback walks right up into that first down. Good punt here. Looks like 21's going to field it. We got fumble. And Aiden Hosh is right there to pick him off with number 12 as well. He got it back, but good punt and good coverage.
That was nice. Yeah, it was a very good punt. Grundy Center, he dropped it, but was aware enough, picked it up, saw some guys coming and just covered it. But it cost them about 7 or 8 yards, so that obviously helps Columbus, pushes them back. He was right at midfield to get that. Now they're starting their third drive from their 39-yard line.
Yeah, phenomenal punt, great coverage. No returns yet on any of our stuff, either way, punting way, so that's good. Play the field position battle here. Hopefully Sailors can keep that good defense going.
So Gordon, once again, back in the shotgun. Got 3 receivers. He's got a back right next to him. Oh, it's a high snap. But he is going to hand off to Kanak right there. And Kanak's going to get around the corner with a stiff arm. I don't know if we're going to have a hold. I don't know if we're going to have a face mask here. I saw a yellow flag come in. So there is going to be a penalty. My guess is a hold, trying to get that corner. Yeah, and they're talking. I think they are talking to Coach Schmidt, and Coach Schmidt saying, take them back.
Hey, that's a hold. That's good. That helps us with that field position and maybe get them off here. Let's see off the ball and punt it back to us. They are walking it back. Looks like it was a hold on Grundy. That's a big play. So it'll be first and 20. So that helps the Sailors defense out.
Whenever I think about take them back, I always think about number 1, Rocky. The first Rocky, take them back. Do, take them back. Apologize for that singing right there. All right, Grundy Center. Pat Hogan remembers that movie, as we all do. And now Gordon back in the shotgun. He's going to roll out to the right. He can run or throw. He's going to throw it. He's going to air it out. Man, he threw that a ton. And out of bounds, that was another uncatchable ball, I think, just a couple yards out of bounds. And, boy, Steele was all over the Grundy receiver. And it just looks like Gordon is just off a touch on his, a beautiful ball. Just he's overthrown 2 or 3 of them by just a yard and a half.
Yeah, he's a big, strong kid. I mean, that was on the run, and he chucked that thing. The only thing was it's to the outside, it's to the boundary. Steele was running with him. I think if he gets it to the middle there and has to go through Steele, maybe you get the penalty. But it's thrown 2-3 yards out of bounds. So good coverage by Steele. He was with him step for step.
So now brings up 2nd and 20 from the Spartans 29. Now Gordon's going to pitch it. Quick little pitch to Kanak. Kanak gets the corner, then gets upended. He gets a nice 4 to 5 yard gain. Steele brings him down. He's starting to have a nice little game for the Sailors, but it's going to bring up 3rd and a ton for the Spartans.
Yeah, Steele's one of our taller corners. Really good feet, really quick. He's our center fielder for baseball too, so I expect him to do well out there, moving well against those big receivers. But yeah, they tried to pick up some cheap yards there with Kanak, who usually does a good job, and going on the first tackle, but got him to the ground there for a minimal gain, 3rd and long.
So looks like Gordon Kanak back again in the backfield. 2 wideouts each side. Gordon gets the ball, high snap, but I don't think he's even thinking about throwing it. He's going to put his head down and run. Mason hits him first, and also Merrifield cleans up. There is a decent gain there of 4 yards, but it's now 4th and 10. They just get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Are you surprised by that run, Jeff? I mean, they're a high-powered passing offense. I know he might be a little bit off, but it's kind of a strange draw. I mean, playing the field position game, yes, but you don't want to give us the ball back if you can take a shot and get a first down with one of your big receivers. It just kind of caught me off guard with the run.
Yeah, my guess is he's probably earned the right to read that defense, and if he thought he could get that running, like I said, he's earned that right. He's played for these guys for a number of years. I was thinking if you're a freshman and you got to play here, which is, I know it's A-ball now, 1A ball, but if you're a freshman, the only thing you've known is 3 finals and then whatever happens this year. That's incredible.
Yeah, no, you're right. He has everything, and maybe that's caught me off guard, and maybe that's what they're thinking too. That Sailors would be back in a deep shell, waiting for a long pass, and you get him out in the open field. He's going to be very difficult to tackle, but luckily Mason wrangled him down. But I just found that a little strange. As good as they pass and run, it just worked out for the Sailors, I guess.
Yeah, it's real hard to almost second guess any of these things because these coaches see these guys every day. They know what they can do. And now we're back under center with Lockhart now. And he's going to air it out. He's going deep. He's going down to Miles. And Miles and Gordon both go up for the ball. And that was actually 2 pretty good athletes going up for a ball. And neither one of them brought it down, but they both got a hand on it.
That was phenomenal. You're looking at 2 of the better athletes on the field right now. And actually, good ball by Lockhart. Went over the top. Miles got 2 hands on it, but 7 was right there with hands on it as well. I really like putting best on best there and see if you can go get one. Great ball and great effort. Just didn't come down with it.
But now lies the problem where now you're 2nd and 10 and have your work cut out for you these next 2 downs to keep the chains moving. Now back in the shotgun with Lockhart and Chelson. He's going to hand off to – no, he's not going to hand off to Chelson. Faked me out. He's going to keep it, and he's going to stumble for about 6 yards there. So now it makes it 3rd and – I'm going to say 3rd and 4, probably a long 3 to 4. So it's a doable down.
Makes that very manageable. I really like that he got outside and just he got his shoulder square and just went upfield. I like that. Could have been a little more room to the outside, but I like him with his shoulder square going the opposite way. Makes it 3rd and manageable, like you said. So you take the shot on the first down, it doesn't work out, you come back, you get 3rd and management, and then see what you come up with here.
The other thing I'm noticing now is we've had some running room, and boy, those guys close quick. Those Spartans close quick. So you think you're going to get a big gain, and all of a sudden now it's only 3. Chelson gets it. He's trying to get around the corner. They drag him down maybe for a yard loss. Maybe he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but regardless, it's going to be 4th down and 4.
It's Ryder again. Number 50, Ryder Thorin, who had the last big stop on our quarterback last time. He makes the big stop here. Looks like Chelson's got the corner, going to get a first down easy, and he just comes right down the line and takes him down. So another good play by number 50 there.
Yeah, Thorne's made at least 2 good plays. You're going to start having to count for that fella. Steele back in punt formation. You know what? They've come after the last 2. That's a beautiful punt, but he's not going to get any good balance. In fact, he's going to back up on him a little bit, but, man, that was a great punt. But I think Grundy thinks they can get to one of these punts. They've sent a couple guys and almost got to Steele twice now.
Yeah, I think so. He's calm. Put a good punt here. I just want to make a note. I've been noticing a lot of high snaps on the Grundy side. I think one of these times we're going to get one over his head and maybe be a turnover or be a game-changing play here. But both on the punt and the shotguns have been real high and hard. So see if the Sailors can get a break and maybe have a game-changing play on a mistake by Grundy.
Yeah, so up to this point, nobody has broken inside the 30 of the other team. Gordon now a good fake, number 20. Oh, and you would have had him brought down, but he's too strong. And then he throws it to number 22, Lob, and they get a pretty darn good gain. So it goes from what could be great for Columbus getting a sack to a 7-yard gain for the Spartans.
We got Schultz for us making a good job on the rush there. That's a sophomore against a big senior body. He was there, tried to bring him down, but number 7, too big, too strong. Actually throws a real nice pass there and picks up a nice gain on first down.
Now, obviously, every drive counts here, but with 6:50 left in the quarter, if you can get these guys at some point to punt back to you, the worst score you think is going to be a 0-0, but we got a lot of half to play yet. Gordon now keeps it. Oh, boy, he breaks 2 or 3 tackles, then just spurts right through. Haas brings him down for Columbus, but he gets all the way to Columbus' 44-yard line.
Boy, he just took the snap and the seas parted there. They kind of went out right up the middle, didn't see that one coming. Thank goodness Aiden Hosh is right there to take him down. Otherwise, that's probably to the house. So maybe one of the bigger plays of the day. Still not not even like you said within the 30 here. So they got time to bow up here and keep them out.
So now it looks like Zinkala in the backfield with Gordon in the shotgun again. Hands it off to Zinkala. Now he's a rangy fella too, and he gets a nice little 6-yard gain. Gets about 5 yards before he even gets touched.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Maybe the Sailors getting a little tired. I really like Keith, like I said, going 0-0, make a big play here. But he kind of shifty, kind of tall, kind of goes in high, but falls forward and gets 6 on the first down.
Grundy back over the ball. Gordon fakes the handoff. He's going to roll to the right. He's going to plant his feet and throw it. That is also going to be a little bit overthrown, and that is intercepted by Chelson. And once again, just overthrown by just a half yard to a yard, but that's all it took for Chelson to close in from his safety spot and pick that off.
What a huge play. They are marching down, looking to score and taking their time to do it, go up into halftime. And again, like I said, just like you just said, a yard or two far. And Chelton's right there with the over-top coverage and catches it and gives us another chance. Now, we're down in our zone here, but, man, that's a huge turnover when they were marching like they were.
Absolutely huge turnover now. Columbus at their own 5-yard line going to have to be, I'm not going to say super conservative, but you do have to protect the ball here, but also want to move the chains. They're going to go to Chelson right away. No, they're not going to go to Chelson. They're going to pitch it, and just a little bit behind, I think that was Murfeld. And just underthrew him by just a smidge. Otherwise, that's a good gain.
Throws it to the outside. If it's to the inside, he's to the races there. I really like that play call. I didn't see where Merrifield came from, but Lockhart held under pressure, had to throw it and kind of push it to the outside and to the inside of the gain. So like the play, just next time you'd execute that one, that would have been a good, big gain.
Yep, so now you're a little bit behind the chains. You're at 2nd and 10, and you're still protecting a little bit on your own 5-yard line where I think Grundy's thinking we're going to pin our ears back here. 5:29 left in the half. Now we're going to get a handoff to Chelsea. That's going to go absolutely nowhere. Wait for the dust to settle a little bit and see where they're going to mark it. They're going to mark it for exactly no gain. Now it's a 3rd and 10. Clock running again. We'll be under 5 minutes after this down, but you really don't want to have to give it back right away to the Grundy, probably in pretty good field position.
Yeah, we need to pick up this first down here. They ran that one right at number big 76, and he would not having none of it. So here we're spreading them out here. Hopefully we can pick up the first down and keep this drive alive.
So Lockhart in the shotgun all by himself. Yeah, they're going to get backed up 2.5 yards here, half the distance. A little illegal procedure. Not sure what was going on over there. He had a whiteout, and he's in a 2-point stance, and all of a sudden he gets in a 3-point stance, but wasn't set for a second, and there you go, 2.5 yard penalty. Makes it 3rd and 13. And you can't get sacked in the end zone or you're in double trouble.
Yeah, you're right. When in doubt, you got to get rid of this ball, live to play another down. If they're bringing the house, you just got to get rid of this, but hopefully they make a nice play here, pick this up.
They are coming after him, and he is going to get.
Oh, no.
I think Lockhart went down. I thought his knee was actually on the ground. He ends up pitching it, trying to save the safety, and pitches it right to a Grundy Center player. They're talking it over right now to see if he was down. I thought he was. I thought his knee had hit, and then the ball came loose, but we'll find out in 2 seconds, and I'm wrong. Grundy Center will get the turnover, and I think you're probably going to call that a pick six from about the 2 yard, well, not even the 2 yard line. It was in the end zone.
Yeah, it was like our worst nightmare on that one. So they came with pressure. They got a hold of him. He wasn't able to get rid of it. Almost goes down and then tries to throw it out of the end zone. It ricochets off of one of the Grundy players right to another Grundy player in the end zone. So terrible bounce. Just really, really unfortunate error there.
And once again, trying to make a play, but against a team like this, they will make you pay, and they surely did. So Spartans now draw first blood on defense. They do. They go up 7-0 with 4:29 left in the half. We'll take a short break. We are back. Spartans up 7-0 over Waterloo Columbus. Spartans will kick off. There is plenty of time here in the half for Columbus to try to rally, get some points on the board. 4:29 left in the half. Appreciate you tuning in, everyone. Jeff Bradley, Dean Nolan, Pat Hogan on the camera. Gordon going to kick off here. But just a terrible turn of events for the Sailors with a interception, and then they end up getting one intercepted or picked up for a fumble. And we're going to have a short run back just about to the 16, and now there's another flag down. And it's dropped right around the 30. My guess is a hold, but I don't know for sure. That's kind of what it looks like as Grundy was coming down and closing in on the runner. And we will find out shortly here. But you can't have a bigger momentum change when, Columbus gets the ball back. They're buried deep. If you just get a first down or two and punt it, you're not that you're out of the ball game, but you don't give up a score. Worst thing is you give up a seven-pointer. Now we get the ball back and get penalized.
Yeah, you're right. The interception by Chelsea looked like it was going to be just a game changer there. Then we were just so far back and made a mistake there, and it cost us 7. And then we make another error here and puts us right back. We're not as close, but right back inside the 10-yard line. Now we got to have these big plays to get all the way down. So kind of shooting ourselves in the foot here. Got to get it going. Nice part is we have 4.5 minutes left to maybe put a drive together and tie this thing up.
So Spartans have definitely had better field position the entire first half. Just a little handoff to Chelsea, but defensive line from Grundy is just hard to get by that first initial block, and he just picks up a yard and a half. That will make it 2nd and 9. See, the other thing here is you've also got to play in the sense that, hey, do you want points? You sure do, but you sure as heck don't want to, give it back to them, have two incompletions, give it back to them with 3 minutes left on their own 50.
You're 100% right. But at the same time, we have weapons. I don't want to see them just play the field position game. We have as many weapons, if not more, than they do. Let's be on the offense here. Let's go get them.
And a little pitch to Chelsea. There's a first down. Nice throw by Lockhart.
Jeff, I think we got to do that. We got to live there. We spread them out. We pick up these little quick passes, 5-6 yards, and then run for 2 or 3 more. I just don't think that they have enough defensive backs to do that with us, and we have enough weapons where Locker can sit back there and get easy completions for 5-6 yards. It's been tough sledding in between the tackles for running, so step back and chuck it around a while.
Yeah, a ton of success there with 5 wideouts. Now they're going back to Chelsea in the backfield with Lockert. Lockert gets a little inside handoff. Chelsea's out, lead blocking. That's a really good run by Haggerty. There may be a flag down again. Well, I'm seeing the referee. Yeah, I don't see a hanky down, but I do see the hold called by the referees. So
that must have been inside interior because I was watching the run. It was very, very good blocking down the outside. So that must have been in the interior. And, again, I still don't see a flag. And then over here, late hit on us out of bounds, no flag either. So maybe just not seeing the hold, but it looked like good blocking. Murph and Chelsea coming around the corner and had good blocks there to spring Haggerty for a good gain.
So now behind the chains, it will be first down again, but now you got about 16 yards to go to get a first down. Sailors up over the ball. They've got 3 wideouts. Chelsea in the backfield with. Chelsea's going to get the ball. He's going to put his head down. Lost his footing a little bit. Get back to the original line of scrimmage to make it second down and 10. Clock's running with 2:45 left in the half.
Yeah, second and 10 there. I think Chelsea was actually just surprised he didn't get contact right away. He'd been getting hit right at the line every time, so he got through there and had a nice pickup there. I don't think he had any more than that. Number 20 was waiting for him. But good gain there. Gets us within second and 10, so we're within striking distance.
I kind of like what you hit on earlier. I like that 5 wide out. I'm not saying you do it every play. And then you've got 5 talented guys that you could throw it to, plus get it out of your hands quicker so the defensive linemen from Grundy aren't all over you. Looks like another keeper. Boy, he's got a good fake there. Quarterback Carter Lockert. And he just keeps it in Chelsea's gut just long enough to make the defense bite, and then he bumps it to the outside. That's a nice gain, about 7 yards. So you're looking at a long 3 for first down, and this is going to be a huge play with 2 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, Locker, one thing he does do really well is his fakes are really, really good. Like you said, he left that in Chelten's belly to about the last second and made a good decision, I think, to take it around the corner and pick up a couple yards. But like you said, a big third down. We cannot be punting the ball back to Grundy with them with 2 minutes and all their timeouts left.
Yeah, and this might even be a thing. If they don't get this third down, they might really come after that punt. And now we're going to get it's either going to be a timeout or illegal procedure, and we're going to get a timeout with Coach Schmidt. Didn't like what he saw. It looked like they were starting to pack the box there maybe for a blitz, and nice job by Coach Schmidt to call that timeout and rally the troops here.
Yeah, I love that, especially if you're not in love with the play call. And it's like they said, they're going to stack the box. And so use one of those timeouts. You can't take them to halftime with you. Let's talk it over, give everybody a deep breath, and come out with your best play. I mean, you're number 1 team in 1A here, and you're 7-0 right now. Get a first down and keep this drive alive. Try to get some points in at halftime.
Yeah, so with 2:05 left in the half, Spartans up 7-0 over the Sailors. 2:05. Boy, that's enough time to get something going, but also enough time if you don't get this first down that makes you a little skittish getting the Spartans back the ball.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we had the firepower to keep it going. Again, you just don't want to punt it back to their firepower. The quarterback has been a yard or 2 off every time, but he's good enough where he's eventually going to find it. And you just don't want them hitting those big plays on you going in half when we played such a sensational first half. Jeff, we really, really have. We've held up on offense and defense. A couple small errors on our offensive side. The fumble can't have the interception, but other than that, they played a really, really good half of football here.
All right, Sailors getting set over the ball. Referee blows it live. We're ready to roll. Lockert all by himself. 5 wideouts again. He's going to get rid of it quick.
I love it. I love
That
it.
looks like Murfeld picks it up. Good solid first down. Gets the Sailors up to the 34-yard line.
I love it, Jeff. Spread them out. You got Merrifield, you got Miles, you've got Hosh, you've got Haggerty. I just don't think they can match up with our athletes that many on the outside. That was a quick snap. That ball's out of Lockhart's hand before anybody can get to him, and you're picking up 5 and 6 at time. So again, I'm not saying every play, but I really like that play call there. Got a big first down. Nice job. Let's it go.
Gonna air it out here. It's gonna be overthrown by a good 5 yards. Intended receiver looked like Hosh. Spartans had real good coverage. Didn't matter anyway. That thing was uncatchable.
Yeah, but I like what they did there. So Miles comes down on our side here, and they double-team him. Safety and corner with him. Number 7 and 28 are with him. And Hosh was over there screaming alone by himself, one-on-one coverage. So they saw something there. Again, overthrew, but I like that they went to the one-on-one coverage and kind of overplaying Miles. So maybe we put somebody else on the other side there, too, and get a completion over there.
Yeah, you've got Gordon from Grundy on Gardner from Columbus. That's going to be a little bit of a screen pass to Chelson. He's rumbling, stumbling, gets a first down. Great shoestring tackle by number 11, Pete Lebo. Otherwise, that thing's going to go, I'm not saying to the house, but that's going to go for another 10, 20, 30 yards. Great shoestring tackle, but also a good run and a good play call by Coach Schmidt and a good run by Chelson.
First down. Pete might be the smallest kid on the defense and saved one there. Chelson hits that. He doesn't get Chelson there. That's either going to be a touchdown or another 30 yards. So good play by Pete.
So now Sailors at their own 45. They need to get aggressive here. And an overthrow of Chelson by Lockhart to bring up second down and 10. We're right at 1:06. Not a heck of a lot of time, but now you can be a little more aggressive and not worry that they're going to get the ball back right away unless there's a turnover.
Yeah, I like that play. I think it's like almost like they got a scout or someone watching Chelson because that usually is open. They kind of took the wide receivers out, and Chelson can usually sneak underneath there. But they must have seen that on the film. They bracketed Chelson. So I think we, again, do the short stops, come back to the ball and pick up 5, 6 at a time and do some run after the catch here.
So Lockhart back in the shotgun. Chelson right next to him. Couple stop, drop, throws it, and airmails Hosh by about a yard too high. That will stop the clock and bring up third down and 10. Just 1:02 left, but now this turns into another big play.
Yeah, good route by Hosh. Comes back. The ball's delivered. I think it's on time. It's just a little high for him. I like the spreading out. He was open, Jeff. He's open, and if that ball's a little lower in his pads, he catches it, and we have almost another first down there. So let's keep this up. I think we found something here.
Chelson in the backfield, 3 split outs. Lockhart in the shotgun, gets the ball, 2-step drop, throws it all the way across the field. Dangerous pass off of Columbus' hands, but if Grundy center cornerback turns his back or turns his head about a second earlier, that is trouble.
That's the old Iowa tight end route, guys. Ree's trying to throw the ball 30 yards across the field with the linebacker on the inside. That's a very difficult throw to make. He put it there. It's just, I like it when my receiver comes back to me, I can see his numbers and I can hit him, or I'm running with the receiver. That was a dangerous pass. It's going to be a good punt here. And he does. Beautiful punt. Drops him all the way back to the 5. And is it going to stall? Oh, barely gets in the end zone. What a great punt by Steele.
Yeah, that's going to go as a 55-yard punt with the carry on the turf. And that is exactly what Columbus needed to at least keep this, for the time being at 7-0 with only 48 seconds left before the half.
You were 100% right. That flipped the field again. What a great punt. It gets them down there. Now, again, we have to watch out for the big play, but that's exactly what the Sailors needed to give them a long field for 48 seconds. So we may hopefully go in here down 7-0. Maybe pick 6. Who knows? Let's hope, see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what Grundy does here. If they maybe are aggressive this first one and see if they can get a chunk, and if they can't, they going to halftime up 7-0. Gordon back in the shotgun again. And they are going to run the ball.
Nice tackle.
That's going to go to Zincula again. Good little pickup for about 3.5 yards. And I think with now 30 seconds left in the half, I believe they can let it. Yeah, they can let it expire here and go to the half up 7-0.
Are you surprised by that, Jeff? I mean, again, with this, this is a team that's put on some serious points on some people. I don't know if they're a little shell-shocked that we've kind of hit them a little bit, knocked them around a little bit, but I'm surprised with, 3 timeouts left that they didn't try to do something on that drive. Plus, we saw number 7 kick 30, 40-yard field goals. I'm really surprised they didn't try to pick up something on first down.
Yeah, I think, I guess, playing coach for a minute, what I would do there is I'm trying to pick up a chunk on that first down. If I get it, hey, we got our timeouts. We're trying to maybe get into field goal range. The other side of that is, hey, guys, hard-fought half. We're up 7-0. Let's not give up anything right here at the end of the half.
Now, you're right. May not take the chance. Again, I just like to, they're an aggressive team and they're a good team. I just want to take the hat off to the Sailor defense and offensive lines. They've held up really well. This is a high-powered team. They've done a good job getting in there and holding their own. So really, really a fun game. 7-0 going into the second half. I mean, obviously we'd like to have the 7, but I think if you ask the coaches, we'd be real happy with that going into halftime.
So it is halftime. We've got about 15 minutes before we resume play in the third quarter. When we get back, first thing we'll have Dean Nolan put him on the spot for the Sailor Player of the Half, and then we will play some more football. All right, we got some Sailor Nation kids getting recognized right now, but a special treat at halftime here. We got Nelly from the Waterloo Courier and Mason City Paper too. Ed, I mean, you're all over the place.
Yeah, a little bit here, a little bit there. So this week I'm in Waterloo. Of course, it's Thursday night, so this worked out perfect. So.
Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna say it's the only game in town. I think there's some 8-man going on. I think MVC still plays down in Kingston. I think on Thursday nights, but this is probably the marquee game of the night, right?
It could have been the marquee game of tomorrow night too. You know, if you think about in the state of Iowa, two really good Class 1A teams playing each other on Thursday night. You know, and unfortunately, you know, there's a referee shortage. So a shout out for people who think they can do it. The state needs referees. We'd have fewer of these Thursday night games. There's a handful of them every week that are moved to Thursday night just because we don't have enough umpires and referees, and there's some Saturday night games too I've seen so far in the state of Iowa. So, but anyway, yeah, this is a marquee game. Two really good teams here that could, I don't think any 1A team really wants to play on any given Friday night.
I 100% agree. Hey, we're going to talk a little bit of 1A football. We'll talk some volleyball before you have to go back down to the field. But speaking of the officials, I noticed that it was last year, maybe even 2 years ago with baseball, where they were going with one umpire, and they were these guys are calling a JV game and a varsity game in 90-degree heat. It's just there's something going on, and I don't know if it's the fan involvement or it's just not, it's monetarily it's not worth it. But there's something going on with these with the referees and the umpires that we can't get enough of them.
Yeah, it's and a lot of there's a lot of long time up. We need new kids. We need new blood. There's a lot of guys they want to retire and they keep on getting pulled in, and they can't do these double hitters in 100-degree heat. They might be able to do the JV game in the morning, but do a JV, and a lot of them do a JV game in the morning, and then they do a varsity game at night. So they're double dipping. It's just we need some new young blood out there. Your playing career's over. You're looking to make some. You got some free time. I think a lot of these guys make $100 a night. And that's cash in the pocket when you're walking out the door. And the fans, to the fans out there, we have a shortage of umpires, and we don't get more umpires soon. It's going to only get worse, and our opportunities for our kids to play are going to be fewer and fewer because there's not going to be enough umpires or referees to be at our games.
Yeah, and I've noticed that actually with wrestling too, where and not in a bad way, but that's just what it is. The referees are getting older. There's no new guys coming in, and the new guys that are doing it are getting a little shell shocked from the fans being right on top of them. So my challenge to the fans are, hey, if you can do it better, get certified and be an umpire and be an official and be part of the solution instead of the problem. All right, we'll get off our soapbox here and talk about a little football. Grundy Center, they finals 4 years in a row, trending that way now this year. 4-0, put up a ton of points the last few weeks. Columbus held them to 7 and actually held them to 0 offensively, except for that little freak play at the end there. So Grundy Center up 7-0 over Columbus. What's your take on the first half here?
Well, I think both teams' defenses have bent a little bit, and then when we get about the midfield there, the opponent 40, the defense, has stood up and made some plays there. Both teams have missed the wide open guy downfield. The quarterbacks have got a little bit too much on their ball right now, but there has been some receivers downfield for a big play. I think there's a lot of feeling out here. I think you're going to see some more strategic action here in the second half. We're feeling, what can we get? Okay, we gave them this look. What's going to happen? Now we know if we give them that look again, we might be able to get something else. So, I think there's it's right there for both teams to take. Columbus isn't out of this. Like I said, one mistake really kind of hurt them there, and it probably should be a 0-0 game, to be honest.
Speaking with Jim Nelson from the Waterloo Courier, I'm Jeff Bradley. So you watch a ton of sports. I mean, obviously that's your life. 1A football, Northeast Iowa, pretty good hands. Who other than Grundy, who other than Waterloo Columbus are you liking in Class 1A?
You look at, I think, Denver, and I think a bunch of their guys are right down here to the left. Denver's they're undefeated right now, and it probably could be they have a chance to go undefeated here up until they got a couple big games coming up. I want to say Sumner Fredericksburg's coming up on their team. I think Dyke might be on their schedule yet. So, they got some, but I think I kind of want to get over and see that Denver team. That Micah Greer has rushed, I think, for over 200 yards in three of their 4 games. So he's really been lighting it up for them. So You thought they were going to have a drop off after losing to Ethan Scoville last year. Is now at UNI, and they've really picked it right up. So that's I'm looking forward to that team. That's one I think you got to watch. And off the top of my head, that's where it goes. Denver's another team I just want to see. I've seen Dyke, I've seen Grundy now, I've seen Columbus. So those are probably 4 of the best teams in 1A right around here. And I'm probably sliding somebody, and that's. My mind's on some of the teams I'm covering up in Mason City area, so yeah.
Yeah, and another team a little farther east, that MFL Marmac kind of is piquing my interest. I didn't know how good they were going to be. The highlights I've seen look pretty darn good. I'm not so sure you've seen them or if you can comment on those guys.
I have not seen. I've seen them in the past. I've seen them here before. I think they run that little triple option or whatever it is. So a very ground-oriented team, and they're always solid. It seems like they're always in the playoff hunt. So. That's one thing. Yeah, they're going to be a team to watch down the thing. So they're a little out of our coverage area unless they're playing one of our area teams. I don't get to see them play very much. So, obviously, I get to see Columbus play a few times because I live about 3 blocks down the way, so I can walk here. So that makes it easy for me to come over and see. I'm going to just take the Columbus game this week. So to my guys.
So let's switch gears here. Let's talk a little volleyball. Columbus, they're hovering a little below that 500 mark. And you'd think that's not a very successful year, except you start looking at the nickel where almost every team is ranked. It's almost impossible, but you got LaPorte and 2A ranked, a bunch of, obviously Dyke, New Hartford, Sumner, Fred. You've got Bosco, a smaller school that Columbus played and actually beat them. They're ranked. I know Columbus lost to Solon, their 3A school ranked. How is the nickel in volleyball? Not that you don't know, but it's just ridiculous.
Well, I think there's 7 teams in 2A that are nickel teams that are ranked, including 3 of the top 5. Dyke at number 1. You got Denver and Sumner and Grundy's 3. I think Grundy's 3, and then I think Denver and Sumner are like 5 and 6. So the 2A state championships run through the North Iowa Cedar League. And then you got a couple 1A teams. Skip off the top of my head, I can't think of those. Gladbrook, Rhinebeck, although they're going to probably have a losing record, but they could make the state tournament because they play. And then you look at Union and 3A. They're playing all these really 2-2. And you look at it, they're not just pound for pound best for their, pound for pound bad for word. Team for team, class, whatever. Dyke has already beat the 4 best teams in Class 5A.
Yeah.
So that they're on another level, and I think Grundy and Denver. So I think there's a big tournament this weekend, Cedar Falls Invitational this weekend, where you're going to see Dyke is going to be there, Columbus is going to be there, CF is going to be there, Osage is a traditionally strong program. I think a couple Des Moines schools are going to be down. So they're playing over at the Fit Courts over in Cedar Falls, right by there in the Cedar Falls Industrial Park, across the street from Martin Brothers, or not Martin Brothers, Viking Pump. So a big tournament in Cedar Falls. They're going to be playing all the pool play over there on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to going over and watching a little bit of that.
And I've always thought the girls' union did a better job of separating the good teams than the boys' union, regardless of sport. I don't know how you separate 5 teams within 45 minutes of each other, and they're all top 5 teams. Somebody is, if not 1 or 2 teams, are going to have to play another top 5 team just to get to state. It's just borderline ridiculous.
I would put if you go by the seeds, I think you're going to see probably 3 to 4 nickel teams in the state tournament. They've done it, like you said, they've done a good job. Last year they had 3 in the 2A field, and then they had 1 in the 1A field. They had Gladbrook, Rhinebeck, and Union was in the 3A field. So they had 5 teams, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's 5 teams that make it again this year. Just because they're going to separate those 1A teams. They'll send a couple of them north and 1 to east. They'll send 1 west. The great thing about Grundy Center, you can send them west. And you can send them west, and they'll even go central Iowa and go through central Iowa. So Sumner can go really far. Sumner could go up to real northeast Iowa with all the 1A schools up there, our 2A schools. So, yeah, I think Nickel's going to be well represented in the state tournament. I would be shocked if there's at least 3 in the 2A field and 1 in the 1A field and 1 in the 3A field potentially.
Yeah, so last thing on volleyball, no doubt there's that great tournament in Cedar Falls. Come watch a whole slew of good teams. I don't think there's any doubt Northeast Iowa's got the best volleyball in the state. I remember the Iowa coach at the Big Ten meeting this year said, hey, we're starting to recruit more Iowa girls. And I was like, well, that's a little Johnny-come-lately because they've got some of the best girls in the country every year.
Every year you look at it, alone in the nickel, there's probably 6 Division I recruits. So, and last year there was a handful. You look at Kayla Knowles from Denver. She's playing at Houston now. And now I'm going to draw a blank on a couple of other girls that last year alone went on to, and obviously think of the Peterson Peterson twins. The ones Peyton's going to Louisville. Jaden's going to UNI. Isabel.
Some girls going to UNI.
UNI. Matter of fact, the Peterson's dad's here. He's been texting me, "Hey, come on over. I'll buy you a bag of popcorn." So, I got more post game halftime interviews here yet. So, but anyway, just super talented. I mean, when you have that kind of talent in this area, that many Division Ones. Dyke's got 3 Division One players, and there's. And in the nickel, there's probably a couple more. Grundy Center's got 2 girls that are going to go play D2 schools. So it's amazing to watch them play.
Yeah, so I'm going to let you go. Tell Dwayne Peterson hello for me, and I'm not getting any free popcorn out of you, but I appreciate your time here, Jim. Jim Nelson from the Courier. Thanks for your time, buddy.
You betcha. All right. I thought you were going to make me talk about the
Welcome back to Columbus football. Little bumper music by Stevie Ray Vaughan. Houses are rocking. Great song, great atmosphere here tonight, Thursday night. Easily the best game in the state tonight, with number 1 Grundy Center leading the Sailors 7-0, and just about ready to kick off. Gordon's going to kick off for the Spartans too, the Columbus Sailors.
For Grundy Center, back in Christine, Nick Fairfield, and Parker Jackson.
Big thanks to Jim Nelson for the interview at halftime. Very knowledgeable in all Northeast Iowa sports. Talked football and volleyball. Hope you caught that. But, Dean, I shorted you on your player of the half for the Sailors. And who are you going to go with?
You know me, I kind of a homer, but I'm going to go with actually the Sailors secondary. I mean, this Grundy passing attack is one of the best in the state, and they've really done a good job bracketing these good receivers and keeping them from the big plays. Chelsea hit the ball up the middle, got a hole, and he's out to the 25, so good return there. But, yeah, the Sailors secondary really stepping up today, doing a good job bracketing some really good wide receivers.
Yeah, that's a good call out. Those guys that usually only get their name called, if it's a pass interference or something bad happening, they are playing tight football in the secondary. Now, I noticed again, Chelson, of course, the ball hits the ground. Chelson picks it up, has a nice run going. Actually has a good little crease, and just one guy brings him down where they just close faster than most teams that I've seen.
They 100% do close faster. There's a hole there, and it's like, yeah, you get excited, and all of a sudden they close it down fast. Another thing too is they've had 3 shoestring tackles this game, and they are just good tacklers.
So Lockett under center, rolling out, going to throw it to Murph, but right at his feet. Murfeld can't do anything with that, and it will bring up a 2nd and 10. And once again, Dean, like the play call, now it's a little bit of execution.
Yeah, right there. I don't know even if that's complete where that's going to go. Looks like 18 and 23 for Grundy are in his back pocket. You still want to see him get him the ball because, Merrifield is a playmaker. And as soon as you get the ball in hands, you just never know what's going to happen. So we got to complete that pass and let your playmaker make a play. I don't mind the play call. Just got to execute.
So it does bring up 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. Sailors back in their shotgun where they usually go from. Chelson takes a little drop step. Now he's trying to get around that left corner, and he's going to get dropped for a loss. Grundy once again strings out that play all the way to the sideline, and he's not dropped for loss, but it is no gain, so it'll be a 3rd and 10, and Columbus comes out. Well, no, it is a 1-yard loss, so 3rd and 11, and Columbus comes out and backs up a yard in 2 plays.
Yeah, that play usually gets the edge. Like I said, Grundy's doing a good job containing, and I couldn't see that was on the far side, but I think their cornerbacks are coming up and making good tackles there. I think they're just a really, like I said, maybe the best tackling team we've seen this year.
No, they're solid, absolutely solid fundamentally. Good path to the ball, good tackling. That's actually a real good throw and a great catch. Murfeld has to lay out to get the ball. He does. And they're calling that thing a 1st down, and it was just inches. He leaned out before his knee touched. Referees gave him that spot, and that's a huge play to start the 3rd quarter.
That's what I like. He turns around, shows his numbers almost to the quarterback. Throws a good ball there. Murph, great hands catch. I mean, he didn't body that. That was all hands. Gave him a good spot, 1st down. I like that. Came out of the ball. He actually found a really nice hole in that zone too. Sat down and opened himself up for a good pass.
Lockert, nice job on the throw and a quick release. Here comes Grundy, throws out a little bit over Chelson's head, and for an incomplete pass. And they had 2 guys all over Chelson. Somebody's got to be open somewhere there if they're double teaming a running back out of the backfield.
They have watched our film and see Chelson sneak out and get behind that and that little screen that we do so well. They are not going to fall for that. They've got, like you said, not one, but they got 2 guys on Chelson. So we maybe need to run something off the backside of that or some type of motion off that because they're chasing Chelson down with 2. That leaves, again, like you said, Jeff, somebody open.
Yeah, I'm thinking more, hey, we need to start hitting some counters and maybe some quarterback runs to the opposite side there. And here's what we're going to get. Chelson's going to get the fake and not get the ball. Lockert keeps it, gets a nice, about a 6-yard gain. So now at least you have a decent chance at converting on 3rd down here at about a 3rd and 4. But that's more what I'm talking about is you got to keep a really good defense off balance. They're keying on Chelson. You pull it out from his belly, and Lockert keeps it and has a nice gain.
That was a good call there, Coach. I mean, as soon as you said it, he pulls that, and he turns the corner, and there was no one home. Not for 4 or 5 yards, and he falls for 6, but I love that play call. Nice job on that. Good call, Jeff.
Now it's going straight up to Chelson. He's got a little running room, and then he makes his most of it. He doesn't need much of a hole. Nice little sliver there. And he busts that thing for about 10 yards and a Sailor 1st down.
He's just not stopping. He's been stopped on short and all the time. You're getting hit. He hits that hole hard every single time, and that time it paid off for him. What did he pick up there, Jeff? That was a phenomenal run. Ran hard all the way through, and it took 2 or 3 guys to bring him down. Great run.
So Sailors now into Spartan territory, just a yard into their territory at the 49. 4-man front for the Spartans. Lockert under center. He will give it to Chelson. Chelson is drugged down. It's a high tackle. Don't think there's a face mask there at all, but it was a high tackle around the pad, shoulder pads and the neck. Brought Chelson down for about a 4-yard gain, so it's a good positive gain and not moving the chains, but moving deeper into Spartan territory.
Yeah, Merrifield's fullback on that goes there, opens up a good hole. Kind of takes the Grundy guy down, and a 76 comes over the top, and like I said, it got Chelson up high and drags him back. But a good pickup on first down. We'll take 4 every time on first down, Jeff.
I like that Cake Rice too, man. He moves all over that field. You don't know where he's coming from until the ball gets set. Now a little toss to Chelson out of the backfield. Good throw by Lockhart. And that's going to be another Sailor first down. They're doing exactly what I thought they should have done in the first half, just trying to keep Spartans off balance. The thing is, easier said than done.
Yeah, death by 1,000 paper cuts, Jeff. I mean, it's going to take us 10, 12 plays to get in the end zone, but it's got to stay in positive yardage. And then, like I said, Chelson goes out, runs a good route, shows his numbers as a quarterback. He puts it right on him, and that's a pick of a first down. Great job.
At least early in the third quarter, it looks like the line for the Columbus is at least neutralizing Grundy Center. And as I say that, Chelson gets the ball and gets dropped for a loss. Nice job by the left side of the line for Grundy. That's going to be about a yard loss for the Sailors and put them behind the sticks again at 2nd and 11.
They are just not going to let Chelson beat him on the outside. That's where his speed is. I think you're 100% right. Maybe Lockhart's got to read that. I don't know the play, but boy, if he pulls that, he's got more running room to the outside. They're keying on Chelson, trying to keep him inside the tackles there. They're just not going to let him get outside and use that speed.
So the play is in from the sideline, 2nd and 11 for the Sailors. Lockhart in the shotgun. Chelson right next to him. He's going to drop back just about a 3-yard drop. That's a good pass by Lockhart right on Murfeld's numbers. He catches it right at the 25. That's going to be just a smidge short of the first down, I think, or right on the number.
Gave it first down.
I'm trying to see with these, my 20/40 vision is saying now that it's a first down and just by a few inches. But once again, good pass by Lockhart, great catch, and it is a Sailor first down, and they're moving the sticks.
Murph sits down to get in that zone, or he runs his defensive back all the way off and comes back, and Lockhart, maybe second best pass of the day other than the first one he threw to Murph there. I'm loving it. Put it right in his numbers. Murph catches it, and we're cooking now.
So Lockhart, the only one in the backfield. They're 5 wide. There's a pass, but now this is getting blown dead. This has got to be a legal procedure, else they're not going to blow the play dead. That's going to cost the Sailors 5 yards. And right when they start getting a little head of steam and some momentum, they shoot themselves in the foot to the tune of 5-yard penalty here. And that's a little bit of discipline there. You've got to hold until that ball is snapped. So now Lockhart running the play in from the sideline. 7:17 left in the third quarter. Spartans up 7-0 over the Sailors. Once again, 3 split out to the left, 1 to the right. Lockhart by himself in the background. He throws it, and I can't even see who's got that. It looks like Miles Gardner, though. That is Miles Gardner. Good catch, and then is wrapped up instantly by a couple guys from Grundy Center. And that will get him back to the original line of scrimmage for a 2nd and 10 coming up.
So we need to hit something here and keep these chains moving. Those penalties just kill us. Like I said, Grundy is not going to let us go over the top of the big play. So they're going to let us take everything inside, and we need to keep taking that, and then also not shoot ourselves in the foot. Give what they get, or take what they give us, and just continually make those plays.
So Lockhart gets the snap, going to another good fake. But he sees Haas in the end zone, maybe just a little overthrown, maybe a foot over Haas's head. If that's a little bit lower, that is going to be maybe a 6-point touchdown. That's how close a game of inches this game is. I think Carter Lockhart a little disappointed he couldn't put that right on his number, but hey, live another day here, 3rd and 10, we can still make something happen.
I like the play. It was a good play fake. Fakes it to Chelson, and really the defense comes up. At the pylon, tough throw, 30 yards. It just maybe over the top again. I couldn't see it either. I got kind of blocked out, so it looked like a good ball.
So Lockhart, Chelsea in the back field, and Lockhart is going to get dropped for a loss. There's a flag down right where Miles Gardner was trying to make a break. I don't know if a defensive back held him. That's what it looks like. That would be a huge play, and instead of a 5-yard loss, you're going to get a possible first down here. Let's see what they're calling here. They are calling defensive holding. So we're going to have to wait to see the walk-off here. This isn't the NFL where it's automatic first down. But if they go spot of the foul, and they're going, it's going to be it should be a replay of third down, and I think they're going to be about 2 yards short. And the only reason I'm giving you a little confusion is because I think the referees were confused a little bit too, and now they're saying first down.
Hey, that's a good break. I didn't see the hold, but must have been pretty blatant. The one thing I do want to say is we got right there. Our routes got too long. Grundy's too good to hold them up that long. The line's been doing a great job. We have to get the ball out quicker. The longer routes, I love what we could do on them, but it's taking too long, and Lockhart needs to get the ball out quicker. Shorter routes.
So now Lockhart going to go under center. Seen this a few times tonight, just straight handoff to Chelson. Chelson is swamped under by 3 or 4 different Grundy Center players, chiefly Cake Rice, but he had a lot of help. And once again, about a yard loss on first down. Right when you have Grundy on their heels a little bit, you kind of give back a little ground, but that's to be expected a little bit when you have two top teams in Class 1A playing.
You're 100% right. They're not always just going to run down their throat. Those guys are going to make plays on that side too. So maybe we run it to set something else up here, Jeff. Let's see what we got.
So the drive continues. Looks like Chelsea's going to get it again. He's going to keep grinding. It's going to be a short gain. It will definitely be third down and 9. You're in field goal range. Thomas Steele has hit a 40-plus yard field goal this year. You do not want to settle for a field goal, if at all possible, but you don't want to give the ball up either at third and 9.
Yeah, I think that's why you run it twice, Jeff. You're in 4-down territory. Now we got 2 more downs to pick up 9 yards. If Parker breaks one, that's great. If not, we've got 2 more downs. We've got number 1 team on the state here. You can't settle for field goals, I don't think.
We will see Lockhart back again. Throws a ball, dives right at the end. Haas dives for it, Haggerty dives for it, just underneath his outstretched arms. That was going to be a touchdown if that ball holds, and we will kick the field goal, I think, now because it's 4th and 9.
Yeah, I guess as soon as I said you don't want to settle for a touchdown, I'm thinking you do take the points. You do take the points there. That slant was open. It just looked like it was underthrown. He dove. He turned and it seemed to be wide open. Got to make that one a touchdown.
So it looks like Steele's coming in, left-footed kicker. Looks like a 31-yard attempt, well within his range if he hits it clean, and he does not hit it clean. He scuffs it a little bit, and it does not even get to the goalpost. I've seen him kick off a ton this year, extra points, field goals, and that was it was a little bit of a high snap. Maybe the timing was a smidge off, but regardless of that, no points for the Sailors after a fairly impressive drive to start the third quarter.
That's really unfortunate. What a wonderful drive. Now the momentum is on the Grundy side after that, so we need the defense to really stand up here, get that momentum back, or at least slow it down. Man, we were on a really good, looks like going to go down and score, and missed the field goal on top of it. So defense cannot hang their head. We got to go out there and get a stop so we can get another chance to tie this thing up.
Grundy back in their shotgun. Gordon going to get the ball here, shortly gets it. Fakes a handoff, keeps it, and he's wrapped up, but runs through it. And then the second wave of Sailors come with Murfield cleaning it up, but not after a gain of 6 yards for Gordon when it should have been probably more like 3. Hats off to Gordon to keep those legs churning and driving forward.
He's a big, strong kid. He's not going to go down with the first tackler, so got to gang tackle him, and yeah, got to get a stop here. We got time, but got to get a stop. Hopefully they put it in the air and we can do something in the secondary.
Third quarter flying by. We're under 4 minutes now in the third quarter. Spartans are up 7-0 over the Sailors. Gordon hands off this time. Looks like Mason Knipp brings the running back down, and that was Kanak. They do have like a three-headed monster back there. They can hand off to three different guys, all different styles of running, but all effective. Kanak, nice job.
Yeah, that's Knipp right there. You're not getting any yards after the carry. Once you hit him, you're going down. So he holds him, gets him down, and now we have third and about 3. Would be a huge stop here if we can get him. I don't know if they, they're back in their zone. I think they'd punt it, but it would be a huge, huge stop here.
Yeah, I can't imagine unless it's 4th and inches that you'd go for this thing that deep in your end zone with a lead. But Gordon's now trying to get the Sailors to jump off sides. Sailors show very good discipline there. Now they move. Now Grundy center moves, and the right tackle looks over. I think back at the quarterback says, or maybe the center says, "Why didn't you hike the ball?" I think he thought it was a different snap count, obviously.
Yeah, the Grundy's been pretty disciplined on that, but boy, they leave them linemen in down for a long time. I know the quarterback's probably surveying, but man, that's a long time for the lineman just to sit still and then have to explode off the snap. So finally got one, got a break there.
Yeah, they do. They stay set for a long time, and I think it gives Gordon a chance to see what's going on with the defense and what it's going to give him. But yeah, that's going to make now this third down a little bit tougher for the Spartans. 3rd and 8. Gordon back in the shotgun. Columbus crowd getting a little bit wild. He's on the loose. He's going to get the first down and more. He's going to get into Sailor territory. Oh, and there's a flag way back on the 23-yard line, and it is going to be a hold against Grundy. And that is a ginormous call. It's going to be first down in Sailor territory, but put on the brakes. We're coming back. Grundy on the hold, and obviously I did not see the hold, but he had a big hole to get through. And then when he spurted through, he rumbled for 20 yards.
Yeah, no, I saw it. I don't know which number it was, but it was pretty clear. When he came out of that pile, there was a pretty big hold on Grundy. The Grundy player almost tackled our guy down. So I didn't want to say anything because I'm on the broadcast. I'm just glad he threw the flag, and I was kind of losing my mind on the inside. It was a pretty blatant hold. So good job the head ref there getting it, and back Grundy way up now.
So now it's 3rd and a ton of yards. They're back on their own 14 now. It's about 3rd and 18. Sailors, I'd like to see him be fairly aggressive here, but man, you cannot give up a first down here. Gordon rolling out. He's going to throw one out, and great open field tackle.
Aiden Hosh again.
Hosh had a good open field tackle on Laub, and Laub almost spun out of it, and then another Sailor come up to clean up the mess. Nice job by the Sailors, standing strong there. Grundy did almost kind of what the Sailors did, looked like they were moving and shot themselves in the foot a little bit.
I want to give Aiden Hosh, that was a great tackle. That's a good running back out there. He hits him and then takes him all the way down to his legs and then kind of lassoed him down and let the other body knock him down. What a great open field tackle. Come on, Chelsea, let's see if we can get a good return here.
So now Gordon kicks one for the foot he's got. That is not a very good kick. It's going to end up being roughly 20 yards. It goes out of bounds.
We're still going here. Where's he going to stop?
That's clearly in fact.
He's still going.
Boy, that's a 10-yard kick.
Wow.
Only because of, they were backed up so far from that line of scrimmage. But it angled out of bounds. I think he shanked it a little bit off his foot, Gordon. He's got a great leg, punting and kicking. But not that time. He shanked one out of bounds. That's going to give the Sailors phenomenal field position, the best they've had all night by far, on the Spartan 37-yard line.
That's a big break for Columbus. That kid's a great athlete. He made a mistake there. We just need to make we're not sure ourselves in the foot here, and let's get some positive yards here. Let's go, Sailors.
So fake to the running back, and Lockhart's going to keep that again. He's going to get just a little bit. What looks like there's 3 or 4 yards of running room just closes up so tight. So you've got to make a real quick decision if you're going to hand that off or not.
Yeah, you're right. You cannot see second guessing. These guys are phenomenal tacklers, and again, close like you wouldn't believe. Want to go back. That's a really good break for the Sailors here. Again, get that punt. But okay, we're not behind the chains here. We're second down and 8. So let's get back to that short passing game. And now we only have to have 5-6 plays to the end zone.
So Lockert back in a shotgun. Chelsea next to him. Chelsea going to pick up a block. Oh, great pass by Lockert right on the hands of Murfeld. I don't think he's dropped a pass in 2 years. Hits him right in the hands and drops it. He's upset with himself. Obviously, great route and great pass. Just tough break. Could not corral the pass.
Good ball by Lockert. Got to give him props. That was on the money. Murph's got to come down with that. He'll tell you that the same thing, but he'll get another chance. He's a phenomenal athlete. We're not. Trust me, we'll be going back to him. He'll get his chances to make that one back. But love the play and just again need to execute. That was a walk-in touchdown.
So as I alluded before, third quarter just flying by. Less than a minute in the third quarter. Then we're going to switch the ends of the field here. Sailors hand off. No, they don't hand off. Lockert's going to keep it, trying to get that corner. Does get the corner, gets run out of bounds. Gets driven out of bounds about 4 yards, and a couple guys land on him. Don't see any flag for a late hit. Aggressive football by the Spartans. Boy, that's a big gain, but still 2 yards short. You're at the 29-yard line. I think you have to go for this.
Oh, 100% you do. We've got a good break there. We can't let this drive go on a field goal or a punt. Field goal didn't go that well last time. I think you got to go for it here. The Grundy, yeah, they're aggressive. I don't know how you can land on a quarterback 5 yards out of bounds there and not be a late hit, but maybe that's just new to me. But especially a quarterback, man, you can't be landing on them 5-6 yards out of bounds.
So now we're up against the clock. 2 seconds, 1 second. They did not. They either called it. I think they called a timeout because the clock was at 1. Not sure why we had the problem getting the play in on that. But regardless, timeout. Sailors, huge play in the game. 4th and 2 at the Grundy Center 29-yard line with 51 seconds left in the quarter.
I like being aggressive. Again, I don't mind the timeout. I didn't get the play in. That's okay. Take the timeout. Talk it over. It's a huge part of the game, and just make sure we make give us our best chance and our best play to make the first down.
Yeah, totally agree. You're not taking 5-yard penalty there. You're not. You're going to keep it manageable here. Are you going to give it to the most reliable guy all year, Aiden Osh? Possibly, but you've got 3 or 4 different weapons. Going to be an interesting call here. But if they get this 4th down, definite momentum swing for the Sailors.
Yeah, I think you go right back to Merrifield. He's been your go-to guy. He can run that 5 to 10 yard stop, turn around, and he's a big body. Throw it right to him. Or you got Miles again. They're keying on Miles on the outside, putting a lot of coverage on him, and letting Merrifield kind of be by himself. That's where I like to see the ball. They got some big boys up front, unless you can really block something up in the run.
So huge play in the game. It's going to be a sneak. Lockert's going to drive his legs. Columbus players saying first down, but that doesn't mean anything. Now Grundy's saying they've got it. It's going to be close. It only matters what the stripes say. What are they going to say, and do they need to have a measurement here? So Lockert keeps it, gets it by the skin of his teeth. Nice drive off the ball by the offensive linemen, who have actually kind of taken control of the line of scrimmage here in the third quarter.
They really have. They've kept Grundy at bay there on the pass. Sorry, guys, about that guy's on line there. I thought that was a little farther than it was on this angle. It looked like it was maybe 2-3 yards, and Lockert just plows ahead and gets it. Well done.
Lockert back under center. Gardner in motion. Going to be a little screen pass to Chelsea. Chelsea turned it up. And once again, Grundy closes quick. It's going to be a nice gain. We are going to go out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain for the Sailors.
That's a great first down. We finally got one of those screens to open up. There's still a lot of Grundy Spartans over there, but good pass. Got a clear alley. Liked how he threw that right to Chelsea. No problem with anybody picking it off, and take it and goes for 5 yards. Love it. And that's the end of the third quarter.
So Spartans are still clinging to a 7-0 lead heading into the fourth quarter. For a game that's only had 7 points, it's been a great, exciting game between two really good 1A teams here. We will switch corners. Sailors will maintain possession of the ball. Let's give a shout out once again to our sponsors. These folks take care of Columbus in general and Columbus football specifically. Air Services, B2 Productions, Sparkle Window Cleaning, Community Motors, Builder's First Choice, PDCM Insurance, The Pump House, Smitty's Bar, and Greenwood Pharmacy.
I want to make a note that Jeff usually says, too, those are sponsors who have been with us a long time. These aren't just, new ones. These are all great businesses and great people in the community. Thank you for your sponsorship and your help. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Can't do it without folks like those businesses and many, many more. Once again, headed into the fourth quarter, Grundy Center Spartans, number 1 in the state, 7. Waterloo Columbus Sailors, 0. But driving the ball, have the ball on the 21-yard line of the Spartans with a 2nd down and 5.
Do you think Grundy's a little shocked being up only 7-0 the way they beat people? I mean, the Sailors were no slouches, but Grundy hasn't run into much opposition right now. They got to be a little bit shell-shocked. They're not playing like they are, but just a little surprised that they're in a dogfight right now.
Yeah, had a real tight game with Dike New Hartford week 1, and then the next 3 games they rolled. They are a good team. I actually think Columbus is very good too. They're going to fight it out. We're going to find out in the next 12 minutes who's going to walk away victorious here. But just a great high school football game on a Thursday night. Yeah,
it's definitely a big boy football game. It's not 40s and no defense. It's defense, and there's boys pushing and hitting, and just really, really fun to watch.
So Lockhart going to go back under center. Now they're in the I formation. Haven't seen that much. Chelsea's going to get it. He's going to bump it out to the right. He's going to get a first down and more and get driven out of bounds. Excuse me. And the Sailors do have Grundy Center a little bit on their heels here in the third quarter and the start of the fourth quarter. That's going to be a first down and 10. They're driving and on the Grundy Center 14-yard line.
That's the first time Chelsea's seen the outside of the football field. I liked it maybe out of the eye. That's how they can get him to the edge there. That was a really nice play. Gets that edge, which he's so dangerous on, and picks up the first down. So maybe they found something in that I formation.
Yeah, good adjustment by Coach Schmidt. He's going right back to it. Lockhart under center. Now he's got a lead block for Chelsea.
76.
Oh boy, that's
your cake.
That's cake rice, and that he closed. He was lined up on the left side, ran Chelsea down all the way across the field and tackled him for a 1-yard gain. Where against almost any other team, that thing goes for 5 or 6.
Oh, 100%. Chelsea's licking his chops, seeing a hole, and Cake Rice comes right down the line of there and just meets him at the line of scrimmage there. Good play by him. You got to get a hat on him, and that was good play. Good play.
Yeah, he just pins his ears back. Mason Knipp there puts a great block on Cake Rice, but it doesn't matter because the other Grundy Center Spartans actually gang tackle the Sailor runner for just a 2-yard gain. So now it's going to bring up, which, it's not like a broken record, another big play, but it's 3rd and 7 on the Grundy Center Spartan 12-yard line.
The 2 runs right up the middle I don't love. You know what I mean? Cake Rice makes a good play on that one, then we run it right at him again. I like to spread it out more and give ourselves more bites at the apple in the passing game.
Now we're spread out, 5 wideouts. It's a little pitch and catch to Chelsea. I don't think he's going to get the first down. He's down to the 5-yard line. Now you're 4th and about 2 yards. Obviously, maybe 4th and 3. Well within Steele's range here if he hits a clean kick. Now the question is, with 10 minutes left, do you want to settle for 3 or do you want to roll the dice? And if you don't get it, can your defense hold?
Yeah, I think the defense could hold. They're going for it. Lockhart's back out there, run the play. I'm going to give it back to Jeff. Big play here, guys. Big play for the Sailors.
Biggest play in the game so far, 4th and 3, Sailors. Lockhart's going to roll out. He needs to throw the ball. He does. Oh, that looked like a little bit of – yes, he did. I thought it was pass interference. It looked like he was wrapped around the receiver's chest. And he either had trouble getting that flag out or it came out late. Grundy Center was very happy. Their fans are cheering because they thought that got broken up. But that's going to be defensive holding.
It definitely was, and I don't want to sound like a homer, but he had his hand around him and then came over the top right through him. So I was hoping he threw it. He threw it, but he looked like he got stuck. It was late, but it was clearly pass interference right over around his waist and over the top. So again, good call there.
So Columbus stays alive in the drive. 1st and goal. You got 4 shots here to get 4 yards to try to tie this game up. In comes the play from the sideline. Sailors break huddle. Lockhart will be in the shotgun. Chelson right next to him, 3 wideouts. Lockhart gets it, hands it off to Chelson. Chelson's trying to get that corner. He's not going to get it.
Oh, no.
And he ends up fumbling the ball. And Grundy is going to get their 2nd defensive score of the night. And Chelson is still down. Hopefully he is not hurt. But you can't get a bigger turn of events 4 yards away from scoring. Grundy does a great job of stringing that run out. Chelson, I don't think's fumbled all year. As one man's bringing him down, another guy strips him. The ball's picked up and housed over 90 yards for the touchdown. And now 2 defensive scores are the difference in this game.
That's so unfortunate for the Sailors. It was such a good drive. Grundy hasn't put anything together really on offense, and they've made plays on defense. But the old interception in the end zone, lucky that they got that one. They make a good tackle on Chelson there, and he fumbles again. Hasn't fumbled all year. It just seems like Grundy's, they're opportunistic, I guess would be what you'd call it.
So Gordon puts the ball through the uprights for the PAT. Grundy Center will go up 14-0, take a little bit of wind out of the Sailors and the fans. Grundy Center obviously very excited on their sideline. And once again, great play, take your hat off. But unfortunate for the Sailors when they were, I don't want to say dominating the third and the beginning of the fourth quarter, but really we're starting to put Grundy Center Spartans on their heels.
They really were. The run game was working. The pass game was working. Grundy seemed tired. And then just an inopportune. Grundy made a good play. 2 guys tackled him, ripped it out, made a good play. But the Sailors have done so many good things here. It's just we don't have any points to show for it, which is unfortunate. Hopefully they can keep their heads up here, get a good return, and maybe take it down, score. Maybe we get a little luck on our side and cut this down into into a 7-14 game. So
9:34 left in the ball game. And once again, just a great high school football game. I don't know how many teams you're going to see that are ranked number 1 that have 14 points and their offense hadn't scored yet. It's 2 defensive scores. It's just a weird set of circumstances. Now, Columbus will get the ball back, obviously. Now, this is going to be the biggest drive of the game for them. Either they, buck up and put something together and fight their tails off, or put your tail between your legs and you're going to start getting it handed to you.
Yeah, they need to put some points on the board, get their confidence back. They've just had 2 phenomenal drives, and then they just, like you said, make the mistake there. But, you cannot put your head down. Chelton's back there. I guarantee you if he gets it, he's going to run as hard as he can.
So Gordon blasts a kick. That thing's going in the end zone, so there will not be a return. He's got a really good leg, punting and kicking, and he's just a good athlete, good quarterback, good cornerback on defense. And the Sailors will take over on their 20-yard line. Appreciate everybody watching. This is Jeff Bradley. I've got Dean Nolan commentating with me. And as always, the expertise of Pat Hogan on the film as he gets a little close-up, makes a little adjustment. Maybe I got him to wake up out of his nap there.
Thank goodness for Hogan, because I was not doing my very good on the camera work. He's already doing more than I did with it before, so thank goodness he's here.
So Columbus breaks huddle. They're a little more spread out here. Lockhart back. He's going to hand it right back off to Chelsea. Chelsea going to bust it up for 3 or 4 yards, but like I said, against most teams that I've seen Columbus play the last 2 years, that's an 8-yard gain for Chelsea. These guys, they break to the ball, they have good instincts, and they tackle. When they hit you, they bring you down.
Yeah, they definitely do. I just, I'm just looking back on the game. Drop by Murph and a fumble by Chelton. Just that's not what we do. It's two strange things that happen that usually don't happen. It's just kind of a strange game tonight.
Threw into a bunch of folks over there. Merrifield caught it. We had 2 receivers over there, 2 defensive backs. Lockhart did a nice job of threading the needle. Nice gain. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 2, and once again, a huge play that you don't want to give it right back to the Spartans.
Yeah, 8 minutes left. Another great throw. Another great hands catch by Murph. 3rd and 3, looks like.
Sailors going 3 wide in the left, 1 on the right. Chelson in the backfield. Lockhart's just going to keep it. He's just going to carry guys straight ahead for really like a 6-yard gain. That's a really good quarterback sneak. He beats one more guy there. He's still running.
I love our quarterback sneak. We are very aggressive up there. That is a huge front 4 for Grundy, and we put them all on skates. I don't know if they weren't expecting that or not, but that's something like the Eagles do when you watch them on the pros. They get behind them and push and get 2-3 yards on a quarterback sneak. That could really be a big play for us down the road. I like that a lot.
So now Lockhart back all by himself in the shotgun. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 2 to the right, excuse me. He's going to pass. He's got a guy open if he can hit him, and he does. Steele catches it at the 4-yard line. Number 22, Lobb, tracks him down. But that's the way you respond to that touchdown and what the Sailors have done. That was a great pass right on Steele's fingertips. Steele brings it in. Lobb does a great job of corralling Steele and bringing him down, not to take it to the house. But now the Columbus Sailors are in business at 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line.
Well, at least we know where the Sailors' minds are at. They were not giving up. They were not putting the tail between their legs. They were not doing any of that. They were just waiting for another. What a great throw by Lockhart. Just feathers it in there. Steele runs underneath it and makes a great catch, great play. And look at this. Could be back in the game here very soon.
So now it's execution here. Going to do a little inside handoff to Miles Gardner. Gardner's trying to get up the field, and he does. And he's in for a touchdown. That's a great run by Miles Gardner. He got tripped up a little bit, but ran through it. Great run, great call play by Coach Schmidt. And the Sailors are right back in the ball game.
Oh, that's gritty. Gritty. I love that. So you give up an 80-yard fumble return from them. You come right back, put together your best drive of the day, shove it down their throat, and now it's going to be hopefully 7-14 here. We got ourselves a game again with 7:20 left.
So Steele on for the PAT. He kicks it. It is true to bring the Sailors back to within striking distance. 14-7, Grundy Center is winning over the Sailors with 7:20 left in the 4th quarter. Now you've got a little momentum. The Sailors are excited. I think they've won the second half, even though it's 7-7. I think they've dominated the second half. They should be confident. But it all goes to naught if you can't stop them here in probably this next series.
You're 100% right. Got to get the stop. I think we don't have the stats in front of us, but we have to have just an amazing amount of yards on offense with only 7 points to show for it. Where Grundy, like I said, they're all their points are on the defensive side. They're moving the ball, but they don't have the amount of yards that the Sailors have. So Sailors feeling pretty confident. Kick it off here. Hopefully that defense can hold up again and keep them from scoring again. Get the ball right back.
So first things first, the kickoff by Thomas Steele. And you need a good coverage here. Try to pin Grundy back just as far as you can and then put it on your defense to get a 3 and out and try to tie this game up. Once again, 14-7, Grundy Center over Columbus. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left in the 4th quarter. That's a good fine kick from Steele. Grundy fields it on the 30, and he's running. Zincala had a nice lane there up the right flank. Runs it all the way up around midfield. He didn't even get touched till he got about to the 45, and then ran out of bounds. He's got some some fast twitch muscles there. He got up there quickly.
They got some running backs. What do they got? You said 3 of them that can really move, and it's kind of like they're all very similar. You don't really have that big banger. Man, they got moves. They're tough to get down on the ground. That was a nice run by him. Sailors blocked it up well, just made a good run.
You've got that, plus you got an athletic quarterback that can also throw it and run it. He is going to keep it this time, Gordon will, and he's going to rumble for about 7 yards, straight up the gut of Columbus defense. And this is where Columbus, hey, you feel good about yourself getting that score, but now you got to get right back to work on the defensive side here.
Yeah, it's tough. You get the excitement of the score. All the defensive linemen are offensive linemen, so you just get to put your different hat on there and go at it. Also a tough stop there when they have 3 wide out, spread you out, and then run that big quarterback right up the middle. That's a tough ask.
So under 6 minutes, 40 seconds left. Not critical right now, but the time is starting to dwindle away. Gordon in the shotgun. Coming with a blitz with Gardner. Zincala gets it again. They do a pretty good job of tackling him there. It is going to be third, but it's going to be 3rd and short, 3rd and 1 yard. So that really opens up the playbook for the Grundy coaches to call pretty much whatever they want, and they can. They're similar to Columbus where they've got so many weapons on offense.
Yeah, you're right. That the 3rd and short is probably an offensive coordinator's just dream. You can run it, you can throw it. You got to keep the defense guessing. Good tackle by Merrifield coming up and keeping it short of the first down, though.
So Gordon under center. Looks like he might keep it himself, and he does. He picks a good spot on that left side and easily gets the first down. He's down to the 41-yard line. That's a real good job. Instead of just putting his head down and trying to churn for a yard, he took one little lateral step to the left, surveyed where a little bit of the gap was, and got through it for a nice gain and a first down.
I think they stole that from the Sailors. I think, Jeff, that's what we've been doing with Lockhart, getting the first down that was 2-3 yards. So good play by them again. It's tough not to put the ball in number 7's hands. A good athlete, ball is secure, and just a very, very good athlete.
So now with a little over 5 minutes left in the ball game, Grundy's got the ball, and they're driving. They're in Columbus territory at the 40-yard line. Gordon's going to keep it again, and he's going to get another big gain. And he just weaves around 2 or 3 different fellas, and I think when it was all said and done, one of the linemen had to track him down all the way downfield. Huge gain by Gordon, getting down to Columbus 15-yard line. And with under 5 minutes to go, now it's not bend or break. You need to stop him right here.
Yeah, great run by was it Gordon? He did that all by himself. There was a lot of shake, a lot of that was good running. Sailors were there, and he went right by him. So, like you said, I don't think they're putting it in the air anymore. Jeff, I think they're going to run this, and we got to stop them.
So they get a new set of downs. The Grundy Center Spartans do. Gordon in the shotgun. Zincala right next to him. He's going to hand it off to him, and he's got a pretty nice hole and another nifty run. He's got really quick feet and almost jumps out of tackles, but he's going to get all the way down to right around the 4-yard line, maybe the 3-yard line. I think it is the 3. So great sustained drive now by Grundy after the Columbus touchdown, and they're 2 yards away from a touchdown.
Yeah, they are just grinding it out. There's no more throwing. There's no more pretty ball. It's just grinding it out and coming right at you.
So 1st and goal, Gordon under center. He's just going to keep it, and he's going to blast it in for a Spartan touchdown. That was an impressive drive by Grundy. I think they challenged their linemen, and they pinned their ears back, and they moved Columbus off the ball there after Columbus scored, and methodically marched down the field. And with 3:58 left in the ball game, they're up 20-7 pending the PAT.
Yeah, they didn't get cute there at all. They might have been shooting themselves in the foot today by throwing it. I mean, when they just ran it there, that number 7's picking up 4, 5, 6 yards a time and then handed it off to one of the 3 running backs. That was a good drive by Grundy. Maybe getting a little tired on the Sailor side, though. Kind of like Sailors are doing to Grundy. We had them huffing and puffing when we were on offense, and a long game played by 2 very, very good teams.
So the PAT is good by Gordon. 21-7 now is the Spartan lead with 3:58 left in the ball game. Now time is critical. Time is a factor. Not that you can completely rule out the running game for the Sailors, but you're really down 2 touchdowns. You can't be too cutesy here. You're going to have to throw. You're going to have to get vertical and get some big gains here.
You're right. And if you make a mistake, you make the mistake. But if you're going to try to get back in this game, it's got to be aggressive and going to be quick. It cannot be the passing game that I won in kind of all day, the 8, 9, 10 passes. It's going to have to be another big one to steal, or someone over the top's going to have to make a big play to get us in scoring position quickly so that we can try to get 2 for 1. Try to get 2 possessions to their 1.
So Gordon is handed the ball by the referee, puts it on the tee. He will kick off here momentarily. And this is absolutely where you need a Murfeld or a Chelson to field this thing cleanly.
If he gives him a chance.
These linemen, put a hat on somebody, get a big gain to get some field position back here. Boy, that's a good kick. That's going to be right at almost at the end zone. Chelson gets it. He's running off to his left. There's a hole there, but it closes quickly and gets up right around the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Good return by Chelson. It's Sailors' turn now. Go do it again, guys. Like I said, there's no quitting the Sailors at all. They had 2 tough touchdowns against them. Come right back and score another one. Trust me, there's no quitting these guys. They're hopefully going to get the play call in here, execute, and take it down and, show Grundy what they're made of and put another one on the board.
So Sailors now with 3 wideouts on the right, 2 on the left. Lockhart, the only guy in the backfield in the shotgun. About a 3-step drop. They're tracking him down, but he gets loose and gets out of bounds. A good play, and there's going to be a late hit there. And it was
the third one of the game.
And that was one of the less egregious ones. He ran into him, but he was just too far out of bounds. They're going to call that every time.
Well, that's what happens when you don't call for the first 2 times. They think they can tackle him out of bounds. So, yeah, he got called for it, but, number 11, they've been letting him do it all game. So you got to call that. But especially with the player's safety on the sideline, you got to call that one. So, good run by Lockhart, and a silly penalty on Grundy gives us good field position. We'll take that.
So good recognition by the quarterback, Lockhart. Pocket collapsed on him. He's an athletic young man, gets outside the pocket, runs for a nice gain, and then does collect the late hit. So now the Sailors have the ball, and they're in business at the 41-yard line. Their 41-yard line, but only 3:45 left in the ball game. Lockhart gets it, going to hand it off to Chelson. No, he's not going to hand it off to Chelson. They are down the field. That's a big gain. It's going to be inside right at the 20-yard line. Haggerty, nice catch. That's a great play where they sent 2 guys down the left side. Haggerty cut in. Grundy, cornerback, did not make the adjustment. Huge gain down to the 20-yard line. Now the Sailors are in business, and they can score fairly quickly here with 3 minutes left in the ball game.
What a great route concept. Like you said, ran them both up the sideline. Lockhart throws an absolute dart. Haggerty's only goes about 5'10", something like that. He puts it right in his numbers so he can catch it and run afterwards. You know what I mean? So, and then Haggerty does the rest of the work, secures the ball and takes it for another 15, 20 yards. Great play, great run.
So it was a 7-0 halftime lead for Grundy. Now is 21-7 Grundy, and Columbus knocking at the door again. So a ton of scoring in the second half, offensive and defensive again. And Grundy Center will call a timeout here, kind of regroup. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left. But can't stress how important it is. Obviously you need a touchdown, but you actually need a touchdown pretty darn quick.
Yeah, it's got to happen right now. But like I said, they know that. Like I said, they've been running some deep routes and trying to get the ball, out as quick as they can and down the field. The coaches know it. I'm just excited to see what they're going to go. What are we at the 20 yards? You got to block. The line's been blocking them up and hold them just fine. Give Lockhart time and throw another strike and get us back on the board.
Yep, use those weapons. We'll see what Coach Schmidt draws up here offensively. Student section never lost faith. They're still hooting and hollering. A lot of Well, it must be cowboy night. A lot of cowboy hats and Western. It looks like a Western look tonight.
Yeah, a lot of flannel, a lot of cowboy hats that may look like maybe not theirs, maybe a mom or dad cowboy hat, but they all look good, and it's a big crowd. I'm glad they came out. They're enjoying a really good football game right now.
Yeah, I know our cameraman Pat Hogan, big Cowboy fan, and Roy Rogers, liked Roy Rogers and Trigger back in the day, and Clint Eastwood. All right, here we're back to live action. Lockhart back, little 3-step drop. Another toss to Haggerty, Hosh, excuse me. He's got some nice little quick feet. He gets a first down, I believe, which should stop the clock momentarily. They need to get that play in here quickly and run it right now.
Yeah, here it comes right now. Hosh is barely off the field. They're running Haggerty back out there. They got the play in. They're going quick. The clock stopped real quick for the first down, and now they're back at it. They're not wasting any time.
Yeah, you've got to be, disciplined enough here. You might have to call 2 or 3 plays in the huddle. Lockhart rolling out to his right. He's going to throw it up in the air.
Touchdown, Haggerty.
So Lewis Haggerty catches a touchdown for the Sailors, who's so far in that back corner, and the referees, I think, are getting a little tired. Only one of them raised his arms, so it's delayed reaction for the Columbus fans here, but they're awful darn happy. Now with this PAT, if it is good, that's going to lock them into a 7-point deficit and probably a onside kick coming. I don't know.
It's tough, isn't it? I think you have to, though, don't you? You're kind of the underdog. You give it a shot, and then if not, you have your defense, and you just kind of go all out. This is a ton of fun, Jeff. That Haggerty, what a great route. Sneaks behind the linebacker, stands inside the end zone. Lockhart throws a little dime over the top of the linebacker, and like I said, it was so sneaky and quick. The referee was even a little slow on it. Wonderful job.
So the offenses, which were a little bit dormant in the first half, have exploded now for 21 points. 28 points, 14 for the Sailors, 7 offensive points for Grundy Center, but guess what? 14 defensive points, which adds up to 21-14 lead for the Spartans. Great football game tonight. Obviously, the best game in the state, and like Jim Nelson said at halftime, might be the best game in the state regardless if it was Thursday or Friday night.
Yeah, this is great. It's kind of funny that the offenses have taken over, but it's different. Like, I know the Sailors do throw the ball a lot, but we usually ride Chelton pretty hard and have a really good run game, and then Grundy usually throws and does that. Now they're running it. So they're kind of just taking over each other's identity. But just, like I said, a great Thursday night. What a game.
Yeah, so a couple options here. Obviously, you can kick it long. You could kick a little pooch kick. You can also just go straight on right at those linemen, and that looks like that's what's going to happen. It's going to take a good bounce for Columbus. Nice job by – yep, it was a good onside kick, maybe a tad too hard, but Grundy made a great play on it. The young man, I didn't get his number, but he caught it, went right down to the ground. Good execution by the Spartans here, and with 2:38 left and only 2 timeouts for the Sailors, just imperative they stop the run game right now.
Yeah, good kick by Steele. I mean, he got the kick exactly he wanted. That second hop jumped, 10, 15 feet in the air. Got exactly Trump, but Grundy did a great job, just fielded it. But like you said, they got to stop it. There can't be any first downs. Got to be right here, right now.
Yeah, just depending on when they get the first down and we use our timeouts or Columbus use their timeouts, it's going to be real tough to come back. They're going to somebody needs to step up and make a play here. Gordon's going to quarterback keeper, and he's going to just churn for 6 or 7 yards, and that's the play that you can't have to give them, 2 shots, getting 4 yards for a first down.
There's nothing there. That's all on him. I mean, he's taking contact right away. His legs are churning, and he's a big, strong kid, and he's falling forward all the time. I mean, the defensive line is doing their job. I think, if anything, they're beating up the Grundy offensive line right now. That kid is he's just a difference maker.
Yeah, and it's pretty evident coaching staff is confident leaving him in charge of the game here, and if you need to run it, and he's not going to give the game away. So, Gordon back in the shotgun. He's going to keep it once again. He's going to fake it and keep it, and he's going to get very close to a first down. I think he's about a yard short. Minute 44 left in the game. Coach Schmidt's talking to the officials. Looks like we're going to get a timeout, Sailors, and it will be 3rd and 1. That will leave the Sailors with 1 timeout. Essentially, if they don't stop them here, the game essentially is going to be over, Dean.
Yeah, you're right. So I'm going to ask you, do you just double A gap, you bring the house, hoping they run the ball, set them back 3-4 yards and make them punt? That's all you can really do, right? And I think Grundy is going to run it at you. They're pretty confident in the run game. I would be shocked if they pulled it out and threw it, but I think you like I said, you're down to your last snap, bring the house and try to drop them for a loss.
I don't think they've run the ball, passed the ball in the last 2 series. In fact, I know they haven't. So, are you going to outthink yourself? I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. And if they throw it for a first down and beat you, then they beat you.
Yeah.
I think you load the box up with almost everybody. Make sure that safety, covers. Make sure there's no touchdown if something gets broke. But right now it's 3rd and 1. Here's the ball game. You have to come up with a stop here. And I would think even if you don't throw them for a loss, I think they're going to punt because they're not going to take a chance of giving it back up on the 50 with a minute to go or a minute 44 to go. So obviously play of the game right now, 3rd and 1, Grundy Center right at midfield. First down, and they can salt this thing away. Number 7 is going to keep it. Gordon's going to keep it. He's not going to get it. But the referee, at least the forward progress looks like it's right on the same yard line, right at the 50. So now it's going to be 4th and 1. Sailors take their final timeout. This is going to be a very interesting call. Obviously, they get a first down, the game's over. I think you have to punt here and make Columbus go 70, 80, 90 yards in a minute and a half. You can't take the chance of turnover on downs, can you?
I don't know. I'm on the Sailors. I think Grundy comes out and runs it. Jeff, I don't know. I don't know why, but it's a half a yard with that big quarterback. I hope they punt it to us and give us the chance because we have weapons that can beat you in one play. So I hope they punt it to us, but we'll see what the coach's decision is here.
So Sailors do their job on 3rd and 1. At least they force a 4th and 1. Spartans look like they're coming out to run the ball. The thing is, Gordon punts and he plays quarterback. They are going to try to win the game right here, or they're going to go for a hard count and try to get an offside. This is the ball game. Columbus, everybody in the box, and he's going to get the first down. He's just going to pick a nice little, just a sliver of a hole there. Gordon does a very good job, gains 3 yards. That will be a first down, and with a minute 35 left in the ball game and Columbus out of timeouts, that will be, barring any unforeseen craziness, that will be the ball game.
I just want a well-fought game by both teams. Like you said, it was a really fun football game to watch. Sailors came up a little short on a couple plays. Otherwise, this could very easily gone the other way. You got to tip your cap to Grundy. They have very good players, very good coaches, very good game by them. Not the blowout everybody thought it was. I think they were 22-point favorites going in. I think Sailors showed themselves very, very well. Hopefully come out of this healthy and continue our season. But good game. And, Jeff, thanks for letting me do this again with you.
Absolutely. 50 seconds and ticking. Looks like they're going to have to hike it just one more time. They'll take one more knee. And then Grundy Center will take that 40-minute ride home, and they will stay undefeated. They will go to 5-0 on the season. Sailors will drop to 3-2 with a game next week at Alburnett. Hard-fought game. That's good sportsmanship. Those guys know everybody laid it on the line tonight. 21-14. Grundy Center Spartans defeat the Waterloo Columbus Sailors here on a Thursday night. And as they shake hands, we're going to let Dean Nolan give you the player of the game. And, I'm just going to throw it over to you because I have no idea who you're going to pick.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to go with the offensive line. They gave Lockhart a ton of time, and Lockhart had a phenomenal game. He really did. You know, I came in here thinking Grundy's number 7 was going to toss around all the yard, and Carter Lockhart he did make the one mistake in the end zone. That happens, but boy, he threw the ball really well tonight. Made a lot of plays, so I'll switch it. I'll go to Carter Lockhart. Nice job throwing the football. Columbus Sailors give Grundy everything they got, everything that they could handle, and come up a little bit short, but good game, and excited for the next one against Alburnett.
You bet. Great 1A football game on a Thursday night. Appreciate everybody watching. For Dean Nolan, Pat Hogan, I'm Jeff Bradley. Good night.